things underway. They've called the first JV mat. And then I believe we'll get going at 113 pounds here. Luke Diesberg going to be wrestling for Decorah. And actually it's Philip Eady is out on the mat right now, and Philip Eady at 106 receives a forfeit.
Comes off, yeah.
So we'll move up to 113. So a 6-0 lead for Decorah here at 106 pounds. So they must have started at 285 in the previous match. So
that would have been a forfeit because Waukon's open there.
So Philip Eady receives a forfeit. Eady ranked number 6 at 106 pounds in the latest predicament rankings, which were just posted about an hour ago. A little bit of an organizational issue right now, as I don't know if the left hand knows what the right hand is doing right now.
Yeah, Waukon, I thought they moved Howe up to 20 the last match.
There was a double forfeit at 113 in the Waukon Charles City match, so neither team got a point there. So Luke Diesberg, a sophomore, and it looks like Howe might be wrestling senior here at 113 pounds. Diesberg, kid who wrestled 113 down at West Delaware. At West Delaware, and did not get teched or pinned in that one. So we're underway with, this is Miles Hansmeyer of Waukon and Luke Diesberg of Decorah. So Hansmeyer to a leg, Diesberg trying to circle around, and takedown ruled for Miles Hansmeyer, and it's a 2-0 lead for him here at 113.
And he come right in with the cradle, but he lost it, and Luke come out front, but Hansmeyer picked up the legs again, and he's got 2 backs. It's 4-0 right now. Miles Hansmeyer.
Decorah leading the duel at with a forfeit at 106.
I'm not too sure who had to put their man out there first here at 106. We must have had to, so I suppose we put out Phil up, and then they kicked Hansmeyer up to 13.
So a 6-0 lead for Decorah and a 4-0 lead here for Miles Hansmeyer, a freshman against the freshman Luke Diesberg.
Now the problem with Luke is he's not really, honest to goodness, hardly 106-pounder. And
Hansmeyer's got him cradled up on the side of the mat. Don DeLora down, taking a long look. We have 39 seconds left here in the first period, and Diesberg able to belly out of it, but a 7-0 lead here for Miles Hansmeyer. But you'll recall down at West Delaware, Diesberg trailed 14-0 heading into the third period. Didn't get teched, and
ended up 14-1, and that's 2 points.
And Decorah won by 2.
That's right. I tell you, this Diesberg kid does. He fights. Hansmeyer coming out with a half here.
5 seconds left here in the period.
Diesberg do a nice job of turning his hips into it.
And the period will come to a close as Hansmeyer leads it by a 7-0 margin. Philip Eady got a forfeit at 106, and we wrestle at 113 pounds.
And here,
Waukon deferred their choice. Diesberg will go neutral.
Yeah, and I just don't understand that, because the kid's leading 7-0. He's he's in a cradle twice. Why wouldn't you put him on top and just let him keep working?
Yeah.
Goodness.
And there's a takedown for Hansmeyer to make it a 9-0 advantage right now.
So he is on top with two extra points, but I still would have put the guy on top and let him keep pounding. But that's all right.
1:35 left here in the period. He's got Diesberg on his back once again.
A roll through there. He got points, 2 for that one.
And Hansmeyer now leads it by an 11-0 margin.
Giesberg had been a little bit bigger and stronger. He might be able to stop Hansmeyer there on his back. A defensive fall, but Luke is a little bit small. Hansmeyer's out to side trying to put in a half. Luke does a nice job of getting his head up, turning away, looking away. But now Hansmeyer has his arms locked up in an arm bar, and he's on his back again.
54 seconds left here in the period. Hansmeyer has at least 3 back points coming to him if the hold is given up. It's 11-0 lead for Hansmeyer here. As Giesberg doing all he can, but he's a little undersized at this point. As 3 back points awarded to Hansmeyer. It's now 14-0 with 30 seconds left in the second period.
Luke Giesberg has some fight, and he gets an escape here. With 27 seconds left, Hansmeyer's back in on a head inside single, trying to take him right straight to his back, but Giesberg does a good job of bellying out. He's going to end up
16-1. So a tech fall for Miles Hansmeyer in 3:43 to make it a 6-5 lead for Decorah. And we move up to 120 pounds. Corbin Rowley for Decorah. And Miles Howe, I'm assuming, for Waukon. Because the Indians are, the lineup said they were open at 20, but they ended up forfeiting 6, moves Hansmeyer up to 13, and now moves Howe up to 120 pounds. Howe received a forfeit earlier tonight against Charles City. That was the only man to win for the Indians in that duel.
And Howe's a pretty good kid. He's a senior, and he's got a 19-5 record, so he's been on the mat quite a little, and he's right down in on a single. Rowley doing a pretty good job of trying to stuff the head, but Howe comes up behind, gets his 2. Rowley out to face him. Nice job of hand control on Corbin's part to come up to his feet.
2-1 the score with 1:33 left here in the first period. Decorah and Waukon just underway as part of this double duel tonight. Charles City beat Waukon earlier tonight 65-6.
And again,
reaching for the shot is Howe here. Rowley able to get the hips back, trying to stuff the head, but Rowley still around the hips of the Waukon wrestler Howe around the hips of Rowley. He gets a takedown. It's 4-1, and now a cross face and a leg in.
Nice job of popping his head out on that double, and when he come through, he took Rowley right to his back.
4-1 the score, and 3 more back points awarded now for Miles Howe to make it a 7-1 advantage. 43 seconds left here in the period. Decorah and Waukon saw each other at the Southwind Invitational as Rowley able to get to his feet, but a mat return from Howe, and Howe has Rowley on his back once again.
Yeah, he had to try to roll him through there while Howe had a half in, and that didn't work. And nice job of bridging there by Corbin. Fighting hard, trying to get an arm through, and he's back to his base again, but there's 3 more to make it 10-1.
15 seconds left here in the period. Rowley trying to kick his way through, but good hip pressure from Howe. Corbin able to get to his feet once again, but no hand control yet. 2 seconds, 1 second left in the period, and the period will come to a close with Howe leading by a 10-1 margin. Rowley defers the choice, and going up that time is Miles Howe. They must have listened to you.
Yeah, this makes good sense. You're up 10-1, and you're turning the guy 6 ways to Sunday. Just as well stay on top of him and keep it up. Actually, I think the Waukon coaches told him to take neutral, but
I think they gave him the choice, up or neutral. You're not going down.
Yeah, don't go under him, and there's no point in it. He made the smart move to go on top, no doubt about that. He's trying to get outside now, picks up the hips. Corbin turning into him, trying to grab a leg, but now we got a crossface on by Howe, coming out over the head in the barbed wire. Drop that off for a half.
1:29 left here in the period. Back points being awarded to Howe. Now Rowley on his back once again.
Bridging hard.
He's fighting pretty well, but he's also in a precarious position right now. Don DeLora, the official, taking a deep look, and there's the fall awarded to Miles Howe in 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So Waukon takes an 11-6 lead here at 120 pounds. Miles Howe with the fall over Corbin Rowley. So we move on to 126 pounds. Carter Hupka undefeated in the early part of the schedule. For him, 5-0 his record.
McGow is 6-8.
And for Waukon,
Levi McGow and Carter Hupka, and this is
nice deep single, hit outside single right on the whistle. He's got his 2. He comes up trying for back points, doesn't have it. Got a wrist now, up through the crotch. Gonna try and stack him. Now he's got the wrist up on the back. Had it tight, looking for a Hassman. He comes around the front of the head. He's got the wrist trapped. Now he comes over the head and put McGow on his back. And McGow's pretty tight there. He's got the head lifted nicely, and he's got the fall.
32-second fall for Carter Hupka, and the Vikes back on top by a 12-11 margin. Carter just going out and taking care of business right there.
He really got after it. He's looking good.
at 126.
So we move on to 132. This is Brendan Lovestone for Decorah, and the Indians, I believe, are going to be open here at 132 pounds. And Matt Pladson and Don DeLora are discussing things, and the arm is raised for Brendan Lovestone. He'll get the forfeit to make it an 18-11 margin. So Lovestone receives the second forfeit of the night for Decorah. Let's move on to 138. And this is Devin Schwartz and Max Schwartz. Devin Stortz and Max Schwartz.
Schwartz with a 7-8 record.
And actually, they're forfeiting 38 to Devin Stortz.
Oh, okay.
Devin pinned Schwartz down at the Southwind Invitational.
Now DeLora comes over there and see what they're doing.
All right, 24-11 as the forfeit awarded to Devin Stortz. Let's go to 145, I believe. This will be Tanner Knutson for Decorah.
Are you sure?
Or I'm sorry, it's not Tanner. It's
I think it's Didrik Lovestone.
Didrik Ludvig. And I believe Max Schwartz may be moving up here.
Probably, I would guess.
And for Waukon, Nathan Benzing.
And actually, it'll be Nathan Benzing here at 145.
Yeah, this as it should be.
And Didrik Lundfit for Decorah. 24-11, Decorah has the lead. Hasn't been a ton of wrestling, only 3 matches wrestled in the first 6 weight classes here. 24-11 the score, and in on a deep shot is Benzing. Lundfit trying to get the hips back. Lundfit now up in the air. Benzing trying for the inside trip. Able to take Lundfit down, and it's a 2-0 lead for Benzing.
Moved right in and tried to go right to the back on that lift with a half in, but Lundfit head up good, stayed out of it. .108 left here in the second period. We're up to already 145 in this one as Decorah leads at 24-11. Here in this double duel in Charles City tonight. Darren Swenson, Dave Omdahl with you. Philip Eady got a forfeit at 106. Miles Hansmeyer for Waukon, a tech fall at 113. Miles Howe for Waukon, a fall at 120. Carter Hupka for Decorah, a fall at 126. Brendan Lovestone, a forfeit at 132. And Devin Stortz, a fall at 138. Benson trying to work a hit in the side cradle, but block that, and they're out of bounds.
Back to the center they go. It's a 2-0 lead for Benzing. Benzing will cover with 30 seconds left here in the period.
I've been doing a pretty good job of staying on the knees. Benzing trying to get a wrist control, takes that away. Well, the sit out, but got a little bit extended, but come back to the knees again. Benzing up high. High riding with a cross wrist ride. Now trying to reach up through the crotch for ball and chain, and they're going to go out of bounds. Lundtvedt doing a good job of getting to the feet.
5 seconds left here in the first period. An early takedown for Benzing has given Benzing a 2-0 lead on Lundtvedt. Lundtvedt trying to get to the feet, but ridden out is Lundtvedt by Benzing. Lundtvedt will defer, and Benzing will go down. 2-0 Benzing lead starting the second period. 24-11, Decorah leads the duel. We started at 106, and we are wrestling at 145 already.
Benzing to the feet, and he turns around for a takedown, and it's 4-0. Nice stand up, hips out, turn in, and back to the mat.
4-0 lead for Benzing. That's the first reversal of this duel, as Benzing with the arm tied up has control of the other wrist.
Cross wrist there. Cross wrist now coming around, trying to get the head, to force the head down, come up under the arm, but Lundtvedt back to the knees.
1:18 left in the second period. A 4-0 lead for Nathan Benzing here at 145 pounds.
It looks like Benzing maybe coming across the face there with a cross face. I think he'd like to brought the head to the knees for a cradle, but good job of Lundtvedt for not getting that head and knee together.
57 seconds left here in the period.
And again, Benzing is kind of riding on top, trying to tie something up. Little place here for the official. I kind of wonder, somebody's probably stalling, but Benzing really isn't getting out the side very hard. Now he is, but got to bring us the middle of the mat a little more. I'm trying to looking for a half.
25 seconds left here in the second period. Benzing with the 4-0 lead on Lundtvedt. Decorah leading the duel at 145 pounds as they go out of bounds with 15 seconds left here in the period. Benzing got the early reversal here in the second period to make it a 4-0 advantage.
And it'll sit there by Lundtvedt, but back off the base now, got extended. Benzing working hard to tie an arm up, but he's still over the legs, staying behind a little too far.
Second period now comes to a close. It's 4-0 lead for Benzing, Lundtvedt's choice. And Lundtvedt will go neutral.
And needs to get the hand. Coaches don't get the arms down. Get the arms down. Don't give up that easy shot. It's happened in the first period. Shot again past the arms. Benzing head inside double. Pops the head to the outside and takes Lundtvedt to the mat.
So Benzing now with the 6-0 lead, with 140 left in period number 3 here at 145. Haven't had a match go the distance yet, but we've only had 3 of the 6 matches where there's actually been wrestling.
Yeah, and
Benzing continuing.
He's riding that wrist awful hard, tying that up. Now he's out to the outside. And
other than getting on that wrist, but he really hasn't done a lot from the top position.
No, and he's over the legs. He's hanging on. And we haven't done a whole lot underneath except fight everything. We fought everything off. Now
a stall warning on Benzing.
Yep.
1:04 left in the third period.
And I'll agree with that. Donnie's basically telling him, hey, you got a hold of that wrist and you break him off the base. You got to do something with it. Can't just hang on.
6-0 the lead.
Now he's got a wing in, but it's coming toward the head. Now Benzing gets out to the side a little more. Donnie's watching it real close. Give him credit.
45 seconds left here in the third period. A 6-0 lead for Nathan Benzing. Lundtvedt able to get the arms away.
Now back base again. Comes back, kind of looking for a cradle, but nice kind of sit out, turn out away. Benzing follows. Trying to break the arms down. Now got a cross. Now got the wrist tied up. Cross wrist again. Just kind of broke down on our hips, but we're back up on our knees again.
15 seconds left here in the period. Benzing still leading by a 6-0 margin, and now Benzing going to get hit for stalling once again, so Lundfit on the board via the penalty point.
6-1. I will have to say that, Benzing has a 2-13 record.
Yep.
So he obviously is not probably not going very far in the state tournament series, but hey, he's been,
did what he needed to do.
Did what he needed to do, and he gave up that, he had 6 points of his own, and ends up winning 6-1.
24-14, the duel here after 145 pounds as Nathan Benzing beats Didrik Lundfit from Decorah. And now Dawson Hocklesvik to the mat for Decorah. And this will be Tristan Hansmeyer and Dawson Hocklesvik. And this is a rematch of a second-round match down at the Southwind Invitational in which Hansmeyer defeated Dawson by an 8-4 margin.
And Hansmeyer got a winning record. Nice job on the part of Dawson. Snapped him down and got him right around behind. I think Hansmeyer's 13-11, so he's got enough losses too, but he does have a winning record.
A lot of matches at this point in the season.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Dawson the way we went out after it.
Out of bounds they go. 1:42 left here in the first period. Hocklesvik will start back on top, leading by a 2-0 margin.
But took him down and then started to work for the fall right away. Sit out tried by Waukon there. Hansmeyer. Hocklesvik working nice out to the side. Got the wrist tied up, and tight wrist and a tight waist. Trying for a wrist and a tight waist tilt there, but they went out of bounds.
1:21 left here in the period. Hocklesvik with a chance to avenge a earlier season defeat to Hansmeyer. That makes it a little more Dawson.
And Dawson let him up there, so it makes it 2-1. But he seems to feel very confident on his feet. He's got front headlock now, and trying to work around. He's got to keep his feet moving a little more. Hansmeyer reaches back now. Nice snap by, nice snap by, but doesn't clear the arm. And Hansmeyer pulls the arm through, and
scramble situation
nice
on the side
nice.
of the mat, and out of bounds they go. No points. 54 seconds left first period. 2-1 lead for Dawson Hocklesvik.
Tristan Hansmeyer was pulling the arm down through and had Dawson almost on his back, but Dawson scrambled and pulled his arm out, got out of trouble there right on the edge. That could have been big points for Waukon, but nice job by Dawson Hocklesvik to keep fighting. Back on the middle of the mat now, head to head. Still score 2-1.
A long shot from a long ways away. Down on the ankles right now is Hansmeyer.
He's got his head between our legs now. Hocklesvik is draped over with down on the ankles. And he's going to try to, now he's got Hansmeyer off his base. He brings back to his knees. Hansmeyer's got his head inside, locked up around the leg. But Dawson did a good job of keeping the hips back and down.
And a stalemate called with 11 seconds left here in the period. A 2-1 lead for Hocklesvik here at 152 pounds. Decorah leading the duel at this time by a 24-14 margin. And the period comes to a close. Waukon will have the choice. They will defer. Dawson going to go down to start the second period.
2-1 score. That's the thing you do. And Dawson, nice shot back up to his feet, but Hansmeyer brings it back to the mat. We're on our base now. We got to keep moving up, get some hand control. Hansmeyer trying to work a cradle. We got our head up good. We're not going to let him do that. Got to get our weight back over our hips, though. We're too extended.
1:37 left here in the period. Hocklesvik still leading by a 2-1 margin.
Yeah, now Hansmeyer, he's trying. He may. I don't know if he get that cradle locked up yet or not. He's got it. He has it. He has it. Got the head inside. That's just something Dawson cannot do, is let that cradle get locked up like that.
And he's
Kicks
able
out
to
of it,
kick
though.
out of there. They're going to give 3 back points and an escape for Hocklesville. So Hansmeyer leads it by a 4-3 margin now, with 1:05 left here in period number 2. Remember, Hansmeyer defeated Hocklesville earlier this year.
That's too bad. Those were 3 points he didn't have to give up.
And if I remember that match at South Wayne, it was pretty close perhaps until the end, if memory serves. And Hansmeyer down on a leg. Hocklesville getting to the ankles of Hansmeyer. This ended up in a stalemate the last time in this position.
Yeah, Dawson's trying to stuff his head, but Hansmeyer's got his hands locked. Now, we're too high. We're too high. We got to get our legs back. Get some more. We don't have any hip pressure, and our butt's in the air.
And a stalemate call. 23 seconds left in the period, and Hansmeyer still leading by a 4-3 margin.
Dawson really doing a terrible job of getting his hips down.
And a little bit of an equipment issue with Hansmeyer as the headgear attached once again by the walk-on assistant in the corner.
Yeah, you can't tape the headgear anymore. Can't have any tape on it at all. A lot of times kids would tape the straps together. But, can't be done now. Both out head-to-head now. Hansmeyer leading 4-3.
Hansmeyer will have the choice in the third period as well.
Kind of a slide tried there by Dawson, but Hansmeyer squares up.
2 periods now complete. And Hansmeyer leading by a 4-3 margin. We go to the third, and Hansmeyer going to go down.
Dawson, the coaches, I think Dawson would have liked to just turn him loose, and it would have been 6-5 or 3-5.
But Dawson's probably got to get better in the top position, doesn't he?
Yeah. And Hansmeyer was taking all the shots last period too. So we weren't doing a really, really good job of blocking them. We're lucky to get out of both those shots with stalemates. So working hard now, a tight waist, but not doing anything other. Now Hansmeyer comes up, no hand control. Dawson trips him back down to the mat.
Dawson trailing by a 4-3 margin with 1:25 left in period number 3.
And we're riding with the wrist tied up. Don't have him broke down. Oh, we're trying to roll through with some dumb move. I don't know. He wasn't in position to make that work.
Just 13 left here in the period. A 24-14 lead for the core in the duel, but Hansmeyer leading here at 52.
And we're not breaking him off his base very well. We got a leg in, got the hips down. Okay, now we got the hips. The leg is out. We're too high. Hansmeyer's coming back to his base.
And now the coaches are telling him to
cut him,
and that's exactly what will happen as they go out of bounds with 49 seconds left in the period. Hansmeyer now leading by a 5-3 margin. Hocklesville let him go in the first period, and he really hadn't taken a shot since that time.
And here Hansmeyer takes the shot, see? And they're kind of both in a situation where they got each other's legs now, and Donnie's going to call them an escape. But when we're behind 5-3, we need to be the ones taking the shot.
Neutral restart, 36 seconds left here in the period. Hocklesville trailing Hansmeyer 5-3. Hansmeyer trying to get his second win.
Now we take a shot. We didn't grab the leg real good, but we changed direction. We got our head under, changed direction, come back and got the takedown. Nice change of direction on Dawson's part.
It should be a 5-5 match right now, and that's what the scoreboard has just corrected.
Now it's 11 seconds. Now he's got to tighten things up. He can't let him out in the last 7 seconds here. Got to tighten around the waist, grab a wrist, hang on. Isn't going to be any stalling calls made here. 1 minute put on the clock, and they're going to
overtime.
Sudden victory here.
Here at 1:52, Hocklesville with the takedown with 13 seconds left in the third period to send this one into overtime.
And
here, shot attempt by Hansmeyer. Dawson trying to stuff the head, but Hansmeyer able to snap him down and cover it up and get the takedown.
And he deserved it. He went after it. We should have had a shot in the first 5, 6, 7 seconds, and instead we let Hansmeyer take the shots.
Hansmeyer with the 7-5 overtime victory, and Isaiah Mitchell moves up is now up at 160 pounds. I believe the scheduled opponent is Carter Furman. For Waukon, we'll wait for the announcement to make it formal. So that match makes it 24-17.
Carter Furman got one of their better records, 19-7. Mitchell's been coming on though, good. He's having a pretty good year.
150 left here in the period. Neither man with a shot in the early going of this one. And a poke in the eye as Carter Furman will get some attention.
Now they're back to the center of the mat.
And he's back. We're back to action. 140 left in the period.
Mitchell working really hard on the head. Doing a lot of reaching. But staying in pretty good position. Reaching again for the head. On the wrist. Got that tied up. Trying to get underneath. Got Furman backing up. Again, working the head hard. A half shot made by Furman. Another reshot made by Isaiah. Isaiah working the head.
No score, 1 minute left here in the period.
Makes a shot to the other side, nothing there. Furman doing a pretty good job of keeping his position too here. Furman drops down, Isaiah, nice job of blocking him. Both boys doing a good job of staying right in the middle of that 10-foot circle.
44 seconds left in the period. A 0-0 match here at 160 pounds. We started at 106. Decorah leading 24-17. 3 forfeits and a fall from Carter Hubka thus far for Decorah.
Isaiah making some kind of half shots there. Needs to commit here. Got to get your step in and drive through and get your penetration and finish your shots. So far, neither one of them have really made any penetration here on any of their shots. Isaiah working that head.
10 seconds left here in the period. Good position from both wrestlers, really not giving the other guy any sort of opening. And 0-0, we go to the second period. So
Isaiah defers and Furman goes down.
Furman, you mentioned one of the better wrestlers for Waukon from a record perspective. Isaiah covers, and we're underway here in period number 2.
Furman kind of tries to turn into him. Isaiah moving around behind. Got a wrist now. Brings him flat to the mat there through the crotch. Got him extended pretty good here, and a lot of pressure on that arm. So got to get the wrist underneath. And he's riding that wrist hard, but out to the side.
130 left.
A lot of pressure down. Got a lot of no way he can get called for stalling outside as far as he is. Furman comes back to his base. We still got the wrist tight. Reach back in on the near leg, dump him. Looking to break him down. Furman
113
again.
left here in the period.
Furman again back on his base. He's trying to get his wrist free, but we're not letting that happen. We're over one leg, trying to bring it to the outside. Furman back to his base. Now we've lost the wrist. Isaiah riding really high here. Now he puts the leg in as an anchor. Good move. Got the leg in now. Now he needs to drop his hips a little bit more, put more hip pressure in. He's just riding with the leg. You got to punish him with that. You got to arch your back, but he doesn't.
45 seconds left here in the period. Now Mitchell
trying to
hook something up.
Yeah, but he's just not putting any hip pressure. The butt is way up in the air. Looks like somebody up in the rafters with a string is pulling it up. You got to arch your back in that leg, those legs. And there he loses the leg, and now Furman has moved into a headlock. And as soon as Isaiah starts fighting off his back, he's got the 2 right there, and Furman's getting back points.
15 seconds left here in the period. 10 seconds left here in the period.
He's really got that headlock tight though. Really got that
5
headlock
seconds
tight,
left
and
in
he
the
got
period,
the fall.
and there's the fall. A 3:57 fall for Carter Furman. And Waukon pulls within 24-23.
Yeah, that should have never happened. That should have never happened. The fault was in the legs. When he put the legs in, he didn't use them. You know, so many times we see that a young man puts the legs in, and then he goes to try to work the head and turn him, and then he forgets all about putting leg pressure. You got to, if you're going to put the legs in, you got to work both ends of the guy.
The Austin Keck for Decorah.
Varsity mat at 170, Blaine Swenson of Waukon.
And Blaine Swenson, no relation,
No relation.
at 170. Doesn't even spell it correctly.
No.
I have relatives that might disagree with that, but hey. Here's Swenson in on a leg up. Keck gets the leg up in the air and dumps him. And that makes it a 2-0 advantage. And now he's going for a far side cradle here.
Yeah.
Getting right after it
And
in
I think
that
he's
top
got him
position.
locked up. We didn't try. Again, we didn't really try for hand control. I guess now we've got it broken, but
1:25 left here in the period. Swenson did have that cradle locked up. Getting the one arm free now is Keck, but Swenson still working a little 2-on-1 on the other wrist.
and again, Swenson 14-5 record, pretty good kid.
Decorah and Waukon will get used to seeing each other. This is the third time, or the first of 3 times they will wrestle in the next 9 days.
So if you count the U.S. or the Southwind tournament, that's 4.
Yep.
And then the sectionals, that'll be 5.
Yep. Conference 6.
6, yeah.
44 seconds left here in the period. A 2-0 lead for Blaine Swenson. An early takedown for him.
And he's really riding our wrist hard. First he rides near wrist and the far wrist. Now he's back on the near wrist.
23 seconds left in the period. Swenson working off to the side. Has the near wrist tied up. He did have that cradle locked up, but since that time, Keck has been able to stay out of immediate danger. Keck trying to get back to his base.
Now he's
able
up
to get to his feet,
and they go out of
but they
bounds.
go out of bounds. 4 seconds left here in the period.
So he can get to his feet. We just got to see that a little earlier. He's got to show a little more fight off the bottom.
4 seconds left here in the period.
Nice move on the part of Keck. He moves out, but he can't turn and get away, and he gets his body extended, and
Period comes to a close.
Swenson follows him around.
A 2-0 lead for Swenson, and Swenson will defer. Keck will go down to start period number 2.
Again, a sit by Keck, but he gets his body extended. Keck follows him around. We sit. We need to pivot on that inside cheek a little bit better. We just don't put the pressure on him that keep him from coming. He just keeps coming around and follows us.
1:44 left here in the period. A 2-0 lead for Blaine Swenson. He's in the top position. Stalemate called, or no, a stall called on Swenson. I guess he was out of over that ankle and just kind of sitting.
Yeah,
I mean, he was working wrist, but
he was just hanging. He was just hanging. Now, that's from a coach's standpoint, that's a call I really don't like.
Here's Keck trying to get to his feet once again, but Swenson able to bend him back down and able to get the arm up on the back.
Oh, watch that arm, Donnie. Watch that arm. Watch that arm. Watch that arm. Watch that arm. Goodness, he had that trap going straight forward. Now they're out of bounds.
And out of bounds they go. 1:21 left here. Period number 2. Swenson with a 2-0 lead.
Now, I think he can turn. He's made a couple efforts to get out, but not very good technique, and he doesn't go push any back pressure into him. There he moves away, gets his body extended again, and Swenson puts him back to the mat, belly down.
Decorah leading the duel right now, 24-23. We are wrestling at 170. We started at 106. The Vikings have only won one match tonight on the mat. A Carter Hubka fall at 126. Philip Eady at 106, Brendan Lovestone at 132, and Devin Stortz at 138, and we're all with forfeits.
We're extended, and Swenson trying to put a half. He's got a half in now, but he's not moving out to the side like he probably ought to, and that's okay because he didn't turn on us either. Now we're going to get called for stalling, and I like to see that because we'll tell you the coaches are telling our young man on the bottom to get up and get out, and if you won't listen to the coaches, maybe you'll listen to the official. And,
30 seconds left.
He's got to go. It's only 2-0. He's got to go. He's got to go. You can't win the match if you don't go. And now I think Swenson's looking to lock that cradle up again. And the reason he locks the cradle up is because we're just sitting down there. Now he's got the hand through the crotch there, looking like he's got a ball and chain. But again, we're far too extended on our belly, and young man comes out, 6 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to call it a stalemate.
2-0 the lead for Blaine Swenson. An early takedown in period number 1 has given him the advantage. He has not been able to hook up a pinning combination despite being on top for about 95% of this match as we head to the third period.
Yeah, he's been almost 4 minutes, about 3 minutes and 50 seconds on top, seems like.
Blaine Swenson will go down to start the third period. Keck will cover a 2-0 lead for Swenson here at 170.
Now let's see how good Keck is on top. Not too good because Swenson stands up right away, turns right into us, takes us back to the mat with a double leg, and we're going to be behind 4-0.
Swenson stepping through. Keck trying to reach across the body, grab the ankle, but really nowhere to go. Swenson in a pretty good position right there.
You got to give Swenson a lot of credit for. I mean, he was up on the whistle.
Yep.
He was up on the whistle. He went up right away. We got. Now let's see if we can move on the whistle that quick.
1:37 left here in the third period. A 4-0 lead for Swenson.
And we turn again like we're trying to switch, but we don't clear our legs. And we're back extended on our belly now.
1:27 left here in period number 3.
Now the cradle's locked up again. Swenson moving out to the side, going to try and take us over backwards. We need to bump the hips, pull an arm through, but now he's back over the hips again.
4-0 the lead for Blaine Swenson. A takedown in the first period. A reversal here in period number 3. A win here would give the Indians the advantage in the duel.
And Swenson riding the arm real hard, but he's got us extended and down flat. And now he pulls the arm, trying to get the arm up on the back. Now he's trying to come out to face us. We got our Swenson got his head on the mat here. We got to get the head up. Now he comes over. We're going to get a stalling call there, so that's richly deserved.
It's a 5-0 lead.
Yeah.
You're down 4-0. You're on the bottom, and you get a stall point against you.
Yeah.
Not good.
That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have your head on the mat like this either. You got to get your head up and get out.
20 seconds left here in the third period. A 5-0 lead for Blaine Swenson.
And we're on our knees.
And a stall against Swenson here, and a point given to Austin Keck.
Well, it's one of those things here. I think Swenson is just kind
of hanging on. 5 seconds left in the period, and I'd imagine as Swenson will get the victory here at 170 pounds, but one of the messages from Coach Pladson was going to be, when you smell blood, you better go get it.
That's right. That's right. He had us in trouble most of the whole match. And I think poor old Donnie DeLura there was looking at him, wondering why he didn't pin us.
Yep.
And
it looks like, good to see Andy Lilligraven back tonight.
Yes.
Hasn't wrestled since the West Delaware tournament.
Yeah,
and he will get the forfeit, I believe, here at 182. And that'll put Decorah back on top, 30-28. Indians are open as well at 285 tonight. But you're sitting here in the 12th bout of the night, and you've only won one on the mat.
Yeah.
Can't feel too good about yourself, honestly.
No, you can't feel good about that at all. We better wrestle a lot better than this when we meet Charles City. I'll tell you that.
And 195, Daniel Ott.
But again, some of this, our better wrestlers, Storts, Lilligreven, Edie, all four bids, all
yes,
four
exactly.
bids,
And that's part of the deal, in fairness.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And for Waukon, Landon Burns.
Landon Burns for Waukon at 195.
Now, Landon Burns is a 3-10 wrestler.
And Daniel Ott, the ever-entertaining Daniel Ott.
Yes.
Which way it's going to be entertaining?
Yes.
Sometimes up in the air. But
That's right. I like to watch Daniel Ott wrestle. I really do. He gets out and gets after it, most generally. And he's entertaining. Nice, a long shot after a leg there, being a lot out of position, but he's looking for it again. He comes in again, head outside single. But keeps on driving, and he gets a takedown. And it wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. And now he's way out to the side, and he's driving Burns, trying to drive him to the mat.
They're on the edge of the mat right now. He's going to run out of real estate unless he pulls him back in. And they go out of bounds with 1:24 left in the first period. It's 2-0 lead for Daniel Ott.
But that's kind of fun to see because he really didn't have a hold of him, but Burns couldn't get away because he was putting so much pressure on him. He was just driving so hard. Now he comes out with a cross face. He's got to cry. He needs to get down closer to the elbow with that cross face so he can lower that far shoulder. He's got that cross face too tight. And the shoulder won't go down. Far shoulder won't go down.
1:08 left here in the period.
Now he's doing a little better job. He's got rolled Burns to his back, and when Burns tried to roll through, he reversed the half nicely, just exactly like he should do. And now he's coming back over the head.
Got plenty of time here.
He does, and he got the fall.
A 1:08 fall for Daniel Ott. Second fall of the night for Decorah, and that will give the Vikings a 36-26 advantage. Daniel Ott getting the job done at 195. And here's the hero of the last duel, Tyler Flack for Decorah.
You bet.
And he will wrestle Dawson Reagan for a walk-on.
Reagan with an 11-11 record. He's half and half. And not shot there with by Flack. Got his head down a little bit, but he comes back up. Reagan would like to. Went after. Both guys went after headlocks, and
Reagan gets a takedown.
Yeah, we slipped off, and Reagan got the takedown, but we come up and got the escape. Something's going to happen when
one of these guys is going to get thrown.
That's right. Well, that's right.
And you might feel the seismic activity back in Decorah.
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about Tyler Flack. If he gets Dawson Reagan's back towards the mat, he'll plant it. You can smell blood in the water. Long shot after the leg, gets a lot of position. Reagan comes up behind, but nice job of turning and facing him by Tyler Flack. Reagan trying to pull ahead
left here in the period.
Nice job of snapping the head down by Reagan, and he gets 2 points. We got to keep our head up better.
Reagan makes it a 4-1 advantage here.
I can't see the score.
And now to his feet is Tyler. Tyler hasn't been awarded the escape yet because he's in on a headlock with Reagan. He gets the escape to make it 4-2. And they're in a forehead-to-forehead tie with 35 seconds left in period number 1.
He was over the head, under the arm, kind of a seatbelt throw there, but from the feet. And say 4-2. We're getting the escapes. There's no way that Dawson Reagan can hold us down, but we need to get in the takedowns. We just get out of position a little too much on our feet.
10 seconds left here in the period.
He's got his hands locked behind the head here, trying to snap Reagan down, and that's okay.
Forehead-to-forehead tie, and the period comes to a close. It is a 4-2 lead for...
We defer.
Dawson Reagan. Decorah defers, and Reagan will go down to start period number 2.
Be the last match of the night because they don't have a heavyweight. Nice job of getting around behind, coming up and then spinning around behind. Makes it 6-2. And again, it's one of those situations I just really don't think Dawson Reagan is a whole lot better wrestler than is Tyler Flack, but we just get out of position too often.
Yep. Here's a long shot from
way
Tyler.
Too far away, and then we turn our body crossways to him. Reagan almost got behind us, but we did square up that time. Taking our shot from too far away, not bringing our hips in. Just don't realize how important that good position is. Now he takes a shot, and it's right at the edge of the mat, but he's in deep. He's in deep, and he's going to get the 2 because Reagan's butt was on the mat. We went clear out, but Reagan's supporting plate was his behind, and we got the 2 to make it 6-5.
First takedown for Tyler in this match. As he tried to work a half on the one side, trying to do something on the other side.
58 seconds left.
Second period we're in here at 220 pounds.
Oh, don't do that. He tried a little hard crossface there. We don't want to be behind by another point. Doesn't have a cradle on. It's coming to the coming to this side with it. Over to this side. He got it locked up pretty good.
38 seconds left in the period.
Can't quite bring him over though. Now he brings him over and he's getting back points. Got to count of 2.
And the 2 back points will give Tyler a 7-6 lead.
And he'll get this choice, and surely he'll go down. Now he comes outside with a half. Well, I know Reagan can't hold him down. Reagan tries to work to his base. 10 seconds left. Not a time to give anything up. Hang on. Don't get too high. Stay behind the arms. You lower the head now. This much time on the clock, you need to be behind the arms.
And the period comes to a close. And those 2 back points near the end of the second period. Flack has taken a 7-6 lead. And Flack will start down here in the third period.
Dawson Reagan, a senior, as is Tyler Flack. Reagan's going to give him 1, let him up. And now we lead by 2.
8-6 the lead. Dawson Reagan with 3 takedowns, 4 escapes, a takedown, and 2 near fall points for Tyler Flack in this match.
And see, Charles said he just got a fall in the JV mat. That's what all the noise is about.
Yep.
And here again, we just got to hold our position. Tyler.
8-6 the score.
Trying to come over Reagan's head. And Reagan comes back out of it.
Again, this will be the last match of this duel. Waukon is open at 285.
And again, we're doing a good job of controlling Reagan's head pretty good. We lock up 2 hands behind the head. That's what we need to do. We need to stay on his head really, really hard. Okay, stay in front of him position. Now we got a front headlock on, bring him to the mat, and we come around behind him.
And a takedown for Flack makes it 10-6 with 1 minute left here in the third period.
I think Reagan's pretty tired. He snapped him down. His feet stuck, his knees, hands and knees stuck on the mat pretty tight there. And Tyler Flack got around behind. Now but you know, he'll never quit trying to pin him though.
No, he won't.
He's over.
We learned a couple of weeks ago, if Tyler's down 5-0, you don't give the match to the other guy.
No, not yet. Now Reagan called for stalling because he's just sitting down there. And that's kind of where I'd like him to stay.
25 seconds left here in the period.
We're riding pretty parallel.
10-6 the score for Tyler Flack.
Reagan back to his knees in the edge of the mat. Donnie says, let's come back to the middle, get a new start.
17 seconds left, period number 3. It's a 10-6 lead for Flack. And the Indians will be open at 285 pounds. So
Reagan gets to his feet, gets the hand control. We drop down. Tyler drops down to an ankle. Hanging on to the ankle. Now he comes up around the waist. Breaks Reagan back down to his belly. 5 seconds left. That's probably about where it'll start with a 10-6 lead.
A victory for Tyler Flack here at 285 pounds. Cole Headington will get the forfeit at 285. So Decorah will win the duel 45-26, but sometimes scores can be deceiving. You only won 3 of the matches that were actually wrestled tonight, and
Yeah, that's.
You got to have some hunger going into Charles City here in about 15 minutes.
Well, that's for sure. We have to do a lot better. But then again, you have to remember that probably 3 of our best kids got forfeits.
Yep.
So
45-26, Decorah gets the victory over Waukon here in this duel. The Decorah-Charles City duel will come up here in about 10-15 minutes right here on AM 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.com.
Decorah wins the second match.
Welcome back to Charles City, everybody. Darren Swenson, Dave Omdahl. Decorah won the first duel of the night, 45-26 over Waukon.
We'll be starting at 1:13.
And we're about ready to go here in the Decorah-Charles City duel, and we'll be starting at 1:13. They've gotten one mat out of the way, so this one is going to be wrestled on one mat. I'm assuming all the JV wrestling is done for the night.
yeah,
And
you know what?
here we go.
Just got the letter from Bestie, and he reiterated the fact that there are no such thing as exhibition matches, and you can only wrestle one time a night. So I don't know how that's going to affect JV. You know, if they'll, a lot of times they'll wrestle some JV kids a couple times, just so the guys get the matches, and might not be able to do that. So,
well, at least with one mat, we won't be confusing our audience. At least we didn't do it intentionally, but
no. I can't blame you if you get confused out there because I'm talking on one and Darren's talking on the other, and you may not know who's.
And there might be fisticuffs every now and then. So. And you should see the black eye Dave gave me. He's still a tough old competitor.
We try not to run over each other.
And Luke Diesberger is going to get a forfeit at 1:13 for Decorah. And I'll say it tongue-in-cheek, he made weight at 113. Luke probably would have made the old 98, perhaps the old 95.
Yeah, he could have.
Okay, Corbin Rowley now for Decorah, and Dakota Hewitt for Charles City.
113 or 120?
120, yep.
120.
Hewitt a junior and Rowley a sophomore for Decorah.
Hewitt, nice job of dropping down in on a leg there. And
he's got Rowley up in the air looking for the trip.
Got the leg up, trips him back, takes him to the mat. He's got 2. They go to Hewitt. Nice job of getting to his feet. Corbin, he got on 1 point escape. Tries to make a shot from a long ways away. Countered by Hewitt.
A 2-1 lead for Hewitt as we wrestle here at 120 pounds. He gets the leg up in the air for Rowley, but Rowley got the hip back trying to stuff the head and get away, and they go out of bounds with, I guess, let's see what clock we using here. That one, 119 left here in the period. Or, 118 left in the period. I guess they're
using the little clock. I don't know why. You got a couple little clocks set up here at Matt's side.
I think these clocks are tied in directly to the track wrestling program.
Ah, that's why. Sure.
And the normal scoreboards are not. They're using the normal scoreboards for the team score and the auxiliary scoreboards because I believe they're tied into track wrestling.
And that Athletic Association mandated that every school use track wrestling for match scoring.
And Rowley got a leg up in the air, but Hewitt able to get away. Rowley has his head on the mat. Hewitt trying to sprawl back, scramble situation with 35 seconds left here in the period.
Rowley needs to square up a little bit. He's down on his hip now. Hewitt's in a good shape to get around behind, and he does. Can't get knocked off our hip that way.
Hewitt now leads by a 4-1 margin. We're at 120.
He's got an arm tied up and brought us to our back, and he's getting back points now, and he's over chest to chest pretty darn tight.
12 seconds left here in the period. A 4-1 lead, and Hewitt has at least 3 more back points. Can Rowley be saved by the buzzer of the period? Rowley does belly out of it, and 3 back points awarded to Hewitt. It's a 7-1 lead for Hewitt going to the second. We're at 120. We started at 113. Decorah defeated Waukon 45-26 earlier tonight, and Charles City defeated Waukon by a 65-6 margin. Charles City putting 12 kids in the lineup as compared to the full 14. But as Coach Friedoff talked about in our pre-meet interview, a lot of kids they put out there are real tough.
Take a look at that Waukon score. You know they're salty.
Rowley will cover. As I believe Hewitt wants to chosen down to start the period.
Yeah, comes right out underneath. He'll come out for, doesn't have his one yet. He hasn't really broke contact. Now he has, and he gives you 1 point. Makes it 8-1.
Corbin Rowley for Decorah, the sophomore. Dakota Hewitt, the junior for Charles City. Nate Lasher next in the lineup for the Comets.
Both boys head to head here toward the edge of the mat. Working nice little leg shot there by Corbin, but doesn't take his hips in with him.
And now Hewitt.
A long kid, reach over the top, put in a cradle, gets his 2.
Make it 10-1.
Didn't bring Corbin to his back yet, but he's got it locked up pretty tight. Now he's trying to go forward and stack Corbin. He's got Corbin up pretty high. And now he's getting back. I think he's got 2 right now. Now he let go of the cradle. Now he gets the 2 back. Now he comes back over across. He's roll the legs forward. Now he's back. Strange position there.
Yeah.
Kind of back to back, but Hewitt recovered nicely, come around behind.
Yeah.
And now he's
almost looked like he was trying to stack him kind of from that back-to-back position.
Yeah. He didn't really have much control though. Now he's got a real tight waist and a half.
14-1 lead here with 21 seconds left in the second period.
Reaches across, got the cross face, dropped the shoulder real nicely. Grabbed that arm right above the elbow. Now he's trying to work around the head. He's getting back points again. This'll do it.
And one way or another, it's going to be a end of this one. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and it's going to be a 5-point win as compared to a 6-point win. But Hewitt in
17-1.
tech ball fashion in 4 minutes. Defeats Corbin Rowley 17-1.
Well, I'll give Corbin some credit. A good fight. Hewitt is a long, tall kid. Goodness sakes. He is long.
Carter Hupka and Nate Lasher. Hupka the senior, Lasher the junior.
Should be a good match. Lasher's a pretty good kid, 12-7 record. And Hupka surely has been wrestling well, and I think this ought to be a barn burner.
Might be one of the tougher kids Carter has seen to this point.
Nice shot on Carter's part. He brought his hips in, come up to his feet. Lasher's trying to reach in behind, make something out of it, but Carter does a nice job of keeping the hips in, taking him down to the mat. Now he's got the legs turked and going right for the head, trying to look for a crossface. Now the leg is got Lasher got the leg loose, but Carter's still on top. Spiral ride in. There you go off the edge of the mat.
And with 1:25 left in the first period, Hupka leads by a 2-0 margin. Kevin Wedeking, in his second year as head coach for Charles City, took over for longtime coach Dave Williams a couple years ago.
And a lot of pressure in the thigh there with that spiral ride. And he broke down flat. This is the way to ride on top. You don't ride, you get that guy worried about getting pinned. He's got a wing, got the arm, got the wrist, put a lot of pressure up on the forearm.
1 minute left here in the first period, a 2-0 lead for Carter Hupka.
And he's really working hard on top. It's a little high now. Lasher starts to come up. Carter puts him back down to his knees. Lasher trying to turn into him. Nice job, Carter. A lot of pressure on him. A lot of pressure. Good hip pressure. Tough on top.
30 seconds left in the period. Hubka got the takedown about 20 seconds into the period. They go out of bounds now. 29 seconds left here in the period. A 2-0 lead here at 26 for Carter Hubka. Decorah leading the duel 6-5. We wrestle at 26. We started at 13.
All right. Coach Adams came out to talk to him as they went back to the middle of the mat. I'm sure he's telling him with 25 seconds left, don't let him up. Keep the pressure on. And Lasher trying to get that arm free. Now we come underneath, reach across for the far elbow, and still a lot of pressure. Tight waist. I'll let up a little bit here, and it's the end of the first period. 2-0 Carter Hubka. Lasher defers. We're going down.
Hubka still unbeaten to this point in the season.
Nice job of coming up on the whistle. Got his feet under him. Can't come up now. He's got to look for hand control. But Lasher put a leg in. Brought him back to the mat. Lasher's a little high. Carter comes out right out behind
and gets the reversal.
Yeah.
He came out to the side, was looking for that half right away.
Right away. Yeah, right away. He's really getting after it nicely.
A 4-0 lead for Carter Hubka, and he beat on him for about a minute and a half in the first period.
And he's going right back to beating on him. He's got that wrist tied up, a lot of shoulder pressure with his forearm, and now he reaches through the crotch trying to turn him, flap him over. Now he's got the arm up behind the back. As soon as he put the arm up behind the back, he come right out to the side. He's trying to come across. Can't see the far arm there. Still on, the arm is up on the back.
1:08 left in the second period. A 4-0 lead for Carter Hubka.
Come on, get up a little tighter there and throw it a little harder. But he's over the top of the head, but he slipped off the head there, and the Lasher come back to his knees, or back to his belly. Still got the arm up behind the back. Now he come across for a Hassman, and he's got to come under the arm, got the wrist. Now he comes over to the other side, but the arm slips off. Lasher doing a pretty good job of warming down there on the belly, but Carter's putting a lot of pressure on, keeping that arm up on the back. This takes a lot out of a guy.
Yep. 33 seconds left in the period. Carter still leading by a 4-0 margin. Got the takedown in the first period. Got the reversal here in period number 2.
Under Lasher with a kid with a 12-7 record. The match is only 4-0, but he hasn't made a single move. He's just been trying to fight off his belly. He's always, just trying to keep from getting pinned is what he spent the match doing. Now Carter's got the arm up behind the back again. Gets a little bit loose. We don't want to let him go here.
5 seconds left in the period. A 4-0 lead for Hubka.
And so much hip pressure. Carter clear out to the side, but so much hip pressure. No way Lasher can move.
And it will be...
Lasher says neutral. He don't want to be... He's not going down anymore. Been down long enough.
Lasher's choice, and
he goes neutral.
We go to the third period with Hubka leading by a 4-0 margin. Carter got the early takedown in period number 1 and really has controlled this match since that time, despite only it being a 4-0. But it's really been a domination.
It just as well be 40-0.
Yeah.
He's just pounding on him, but he just hasn't been able to turn him.
And to Lasher's credit.
Yeah, to Lasher's credit. He's been fighting it off. Not a double leg. He's got his head in between the legs. Didn't get his head outside on that shot. Now he moves to his head inside single. Still on the legs. Lasher got a good job of putting the hips down. Gets a stalemate out of it.
1:29 left here in the third period. A 4-0 lead for Carter Hubka.
Lasher makes a shot, but it's too far away. Carter kind of reshots too far away also, and they come back neutral.
1:18 left here in the period now. It's a 6-5 lead for Decorah in the duel. We wrestle at 26. We started at 13. Eastburg got a forfeit at 13. Dakota Hewitt a tech fall over Corbin Rowley for a Charles City win at 120 pounds.
A little shot from too far away again by Carter, but he comes back up to neutral.
55 seconds left in the third.
Got to look a little closer and set shots up just a little bit better. Lasher doing a pretty good job of head and hands defense. And then when he gets into the legs, Lasher drops the hips really good. And so if we don't carry our hips all the way through and get penetration, we can't make it work. Now we're moving
Carter up around the head.
In a front headlock here. And he's got Lasher's head kind of stuffed here. Got to get some motion going though. Got to move him. Got to get some motion. Just too stationary down there, and that's what Donnie thought. We're going back up.
Stalemate called with 18 seconds left here in the third period. Carter Hubka with a 4-0 lead on Nate Lasher for Charles City. Hubka
down on the leg. Down on the leg. Got to keep moving, move around. Lasher's trying to hang the head, but we get the 2, and it's going to make it 6-0.
So a decision victory for Carter Hubka. He's going to have a 2-0 night. Got a fall against Waukon. Gets a 6-0 victory over Nate Lasher here at 126 pounds to give Decorah a 9-5 lead through 126 pounds. So we move on to 132. Brendan Lovestoon of Decorah and Cole Reams of Charles City.
And Reams, let's see if I can find a record. 6 wins, 11 losses. 9th grader.
And Lovestoon, a 9th grader as well.
Yep. And on the middle of the mat, Lovestoon, pretty good job moving his feet. Both boys tied up, forehead to forehead.
Reams, longtime family wrestling name over here.
Goodness, yes. You'd think you'd run out of them after a while.
Nope.
Man.
Here's Lovestoon to a shot. His head between the legs of Reams as they go out of bounds with 1:31 left in period number 1.
Yeah, it was actually a reshot. Reams took a little half shot. Brendan took a reshot, and he got it if he'd been in the middle of the mat now. But now Reams comes in after leg, and he's got it pretty high, and they're going to go out of bounds. He took Brendan down right to his back, but they're way out of bounds, so that doesn't matter. It's still nothing.
Decorah leading the duel 9-5 through 126. We wrestle at 132. We started at 13.
And we do have 6 points in our pocket.
Yep.
They don't have a 6-pounder, so.
1:09 left in the period. And this is the second competition Charles City has had since the holiday break. They were out at a dual tournament at Clarion Goldfield last Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Decorah with their first competition after the holiday break.
A nice shot by Brendan's part. He keeps moving around. He's got the head in.
If he can pop the head and get out here, he should be in good shape.
Yeah, Reams is coming back to his feet again. Now we come up with the leg, trying to stay inbounds. Reams is trying to get out.
And isn't that a flea?
Well,
and that's what I think Coach Adams is
Coach Adams wanted it. He was looking for the edge of the mat. There ain't no doubt about that.
Because Lovestoon had the legs, and Reams was kind of swimming towards the hardwood part behind the mat. Could you make a case for it at least?
Yeah, you could make a case for it. That's right.
25 seconds left here in the first period.
Yeah, we could have seen a technical violation there. Nice forehead to forehead ties, both boys. Little shot, half shot by Reams, a little too far away. To get her feet moving. A shot, outside shot by Reams. It's kind of underneath here. We've got the overhook. Reams' arm around our waist, and time runs out. Our choice, we defer. Reams decides he wants to go down.
0-0 as we start the second period here at 132. Decorah and Charles City in the duel tonight. Decorah got a victory over Waukon earlier tonight, as did Charles City in this double duel.
Reams comes to his feet. Brendan does a nice job of pulling him back down and riding pretty tough. Hips in, looking for a cradle. Reams got good hand control though. Put that hand over the head and come right to his feet. We bring him back to the mat again. Good job of releasing the hands. The referee thinks we're locking him. He hasn't been. And now he's got a leg, picked up an ankle. Trying to ride him out. Driving him forward, trying to bring the head around.
1:17 left here in the period.
Reams does a great job. He grabs a hold of that hand, brings it over the head. Now he comes to his feet. We lock up around the waist again. Now we've locked up around the head. And they're right on the edge of the mat.
Out of bounds they go.
Out of bounds.
1:02 left here in period number 2, 0-0, but a lot of action between Lovestoon and Reams right here.
They've been wrestling every second. Reams again up to his feet, but no hand control, and Brendan locked up. Reams reaches down, tries to grab a leg. We could get called for stalling here if we don't put him to the mat. Bring him back up, take him down. Oh, he got us for locking hands. Now, I don't know about that. You're allowed reaction time when you bring a guy to the mat, and I don't think he got him.
Well, Charles City has been lobbying it for the entire period.
They've been on the referee hard for that. Brendan's done a good job of pulling him direct to the mat and then releasing the hands, and then the referee gives Reams time to try to score, but he doesn't, but so he gets the one technical.
So Lovestoon will trail 1-0.
Yeah, one technical point there.
Now, if you're going to call that, you better call a flea on the mat too.
Well, that's true. We'd like to see that.
28 seconds left here in the second period.
To the feet, and Brendan's got a half on, and from the feet, brings Reams to the mat. Reams stands up. We got a waist and a half.
17 seconds left.
And we take them back to the mat. They're go out of bounds right there. And there's 10 seconds left, and we got to keep him down. He's coming up too easy. We got to keep him down.
1-0 Cool Reams on the locked hands violation by Lovestoon in this period.
Now Reams scrambles forward. Not a good thing to do, and now Brendan comes right out for a half. Reams comes to his feet. 2 seconds left, and their time is up, and he gets nothing.
So a 1-0 lead for Reams as we go to the third period. Good match here at 132 pounds.
You bet. Now we're going down. When we get out, we'll make it 1-1. But we got to get out.
2 minutes on the board here in the third period.
Not a good move on the whistle for us. Reams goes back and grabs an ankle. Reams up now around the waist, trying kind of for a cradle. Now he's trying to stick a leg in. He's awful high. Reams' kid's been good with the legs. I don't think does he have it in on the other side? I can't see. Now he's got it in on this side. I think he got
1:38 left here in the period. The legs in for Reams. And now he's working
an arm, trying to turn him
on the other side.
But he just bounced around up there. He's not doing a very good job of getting his hips down either.
Yeah.
A little bit better than
He probably isn't going to.
Now he is. He's got it stretched out pretty good.
This has got to be a stalemate. No man is going to do anything out of this position, and there's the call.
Well, no, but here again now, Reams put the legs in, so the responsibility is on him to use them.
Yep.
And so a case could be made that you force him to do something up around the head.
Yep. 1:08 left in the period, a 1-0 lead for Reams.
And he's
at 132 pounds.
He's got us stretched out pretty badly. We got to get our hips under us. Now he puts the legs back in again. Got to pop those hips a little bit.
He's riding a little high there.
He's a little high. We got to pop the hips. Now we got him
trying to do it. He's going to go swimming.
Yep.
And he gets a reversal.
And now he's got to keep pressure on him.
42 seconds left in the period. Reams able to get to his feet.
And he's back up on his feet. Now he tries a standing switch. Lovestoon still hanging on to the leg.
30 seconds left here in the period.
He's got to hang on. Got to hang on tight. Reams trying to get around, but he's probably not going to score if we hang on to the leg.
2-1 the lead for Brendan Lovestoon.
We got to hang on to that leg and keep wrestling. Keep turning. Got to keep turning.
12 seconds left in the period. Brendan still has control of the leg.
Now Reams begging the referee. Now Reams knocks him off his base. Picked up the leg, knocked him off his base.
Brendan still got that leg.
Now he's over the leg. That ought to be 2, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Time's up! Time's up! Time's up! Time's up!
The time was up.
That happened 15
Donnie
seconds
was watching
afterwards.
The clock. Donnie was watching. That's the time to have the assistant referee.
Yep. Good job by Donnie.
Good job. Donnie got it. Yep.
And that's a 2-1 win for Brendan Lovestoon.
That's right.
Nice job.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Beat a pretty good kid.
Brendan Lovestoon makes it 12-5 to Cora here at 132 pounds. And the With the track wrestling scoreboards, you don't have the buzzers, so you got to have your towel boy to come out, and he was on the and you know what? He's a little kid. It just happened.
That's right.
And he didn't come out for about 10 minutes. Big throw here at 138 for Austin Stout as he gets a takedown over Devin Stortz, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, he came right after it. Devin Stortz will have his hands full here. Stout's a tough kid.
And Devin gets an escape. It's a 4-1, 2 for Stout on the throw. Stout ranked number 5 of the latest predicament rankings, just released this afternoon at 138.
Leg shot, head inside shot by Devin. Looking to pull that leg in. Stout really got the hips back. Now he's got the leg away. Stout with an underhook. They come back to their feet.
Stout in on a half shot that time. Devin,
nice job of getting the legs back.
Get the legs back, as Dave said.
Kind of moving toward the edge of the mat, ear to ear tie. Stortz controlling the arm. Stortz tries to make a shot on that same side. Stout tries to come around. Stortz blocks it nicely with the arm. Donnie telling him, get back in the middle. Back in the middle.
.30 seconds left here in the period. Stout with the 4-point move right off the whistle at the start of this period. And he leads it by a 4-1 in margin. And Stout just to get the takedown at the end of the match.
Kind of a cow catcher there. Just throws throws him to his back, but he rolls through. Makes it 6-1. Stout with an 11-1 record. Probably one of Charles City's, if not one of Charles City's better kids. Him and
the guy next to him in the lineup, Max Forsyth.
Yeah. I bet they have some. I'd like to see them in the wrestling room. I bet they're fun to coach.
I believe we would call them good goes.
That's right. They'd be fun to coach.
And Max Forsyth earlier tonight recognized for getting his 100th win. It's a 6-1 lead for Stout as we go to the second period. Perhaps some discussion on what the choice is going to be. Yeah.
Stout deferred, and Devin's going down.
Devin down 6-1. The lead is Decorah. It's 12-5 of the duel. We're wrestling at 138. We started at 113.
And Stout puts a leg in. And a reach over, working the far arm. Devin doing a good job staying on his base. Now he gets the arm up behind the head in the guillotine. Can't lock the hands yet, but he's getting back points. Now he comes over the top for a half. Comes up around the head.
And he's out chest to chest. He's got that baby tight.
He's got the reverse half in tight, and he gets the fall.
Austin Stout with a fall in 2:38 over Devin Stortz of Decorah. And that pulls the Comets within 12-11.
Yeah, tough kid.
And Max Forsyth ranked number 4 at 145, next in line for the Comets. And it looks like this time it'll be Tanner Knutson. Yep.
At 145 for Decorah, Tanner
Knutson here at 145. Didrik Luddenfit wrestled at 145 against Waukon earlier tonight.
Tanner's been doing really, really good job on the JV this year. Just a freshman. Quite a baptism by fire here against Max Forsyth. Looking for an ankle pick. Forsyth comes in, Kelly's him, pulls that shoulder down, and they got him on his back.
And he's out chest to chest, plenty of time to work with here.
Yeah.
Now he's got the arms tied up, 1:33 left in the period, and a 27-second fall for Max Forsyth to give the Comets a 17-12 lead in the duel.
He just had that tricep tied up so tight that when he went underneath there with that Kelly, there was nothing Tanner could do. But when you get 100 wins under your belt, that's kind of what you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe it's Dylan Korish, a freshman. for Charles City, and Dawson Hocklesvik, a sophomore for the Cora.
Sophomore, but he was swimmer last year, so experience of a freshman. Chorus 7-7 record. Both of them working the head. Hocklesvik 2-on-1 Russian tie. Chorus collar tie. Now nice shot on Dawson's part, and he gets the 2 out of bounds. He's got him, no doubt about that.
The Chorus was out of bounds, but both ankles in for Hocklesvik on the near corner of the mat.
All you need is the toes. And Chorus comes
the ankles.
Chorus comes up to his feet. Hocklesvik using a claw ride there and took him back to the mat. Now he's working an arm.
A little high left here in the first period.
He's a little high, and he lets Chorus loose. He comes to his feet. 2-1.
1 minute left here in period number 1. Dawson had the first takedown in the walk-on match earlier tonight and ended up losing that one.
Yeah. Again, a match he probably should have won, but
yep, didn't.
Oh.
In the duel, it's 17-12 Charles City as we wrestle at 152.
Oh, nice slide by there by Dawson. Chorus squares up, comes in, steps into him, and we double. Yeah, nice reaction there by Dawson's part.
Just kind of let him come to him. He got the double.
Little scramble there, and Chorus walked right into it. And when he did, Dawson took advantage of it. He was in deep.
18 seconds left here in period number 1. A 4-1 lead for Dawson Hocklesvik. We started at 13. We're wrestling at 152. Charles City leading at 152, 17-12.
Dawson, good job of driving Chorus back flat to his belly.
And the period comes to a close with Dawson Hocklesvik leading by a 4-1 margin.
Chorus is going to go down. Not sure that's too bad. Dawson gets an arm up behind the back. He might be able to do something with it. He's had a little luck doing that first period. Nice stand-up attempt by Chorus, but Dawson grabs the ankle, puts him right to his belly. Now he's working that arm again, trying to get it up on the back. He's way out to the side. Now he's got the arm up, tight up on the back, but Chorus comes back to his knees. He's going to stand up, but we're going to keep that arm behind the back, and it kind of comes up forward and calls it potentially dangerous.
1:42 left, second period. Dawson in the top position, restarting with a 4-1 lead.
Now, one thing about Dawson Hocklesvik, he'll move out around the head. Ain't going to be any problem with him hanging on behind the hips. Chorus comes to his feet, goes out of bounds. Dawson keeps following him, and he's in deep. He's in deep, kind of deep on a double, but he's got his back to the mat. He's in a sit position. Chorus is coming on top, driving the hips in, and gets the reversal.
And Chorus makes it 4-3.
And got our legs tied up underneath us there.
With 1:18 left in the second period.
Now we'll see what we can do underneath. We got to get up and get out, and we're not doing it here because we're getting our head down and a half put in on us. Got rid of that. Chorus puts the legs in. He's a little high. He's kind of high and on the edge of the mat, but we got to keep working on the edge of the mat. You can't just sit there and wait for the referee to blow the whistle. Now Chorus comes in through the crotch like he's trying to.
Again, he's riding a little bit high here.
He's quite high. He's quite high. But we don't move. We don't move. We got to keep our hips. Got to keep our hips moving.
Yep.
Shake. Get up on our toes. Shake him off. Things like that. Instead, we just sit there.
45 seconds left as a stalemate called by Don DeLora. 4-3 the lead for Hocklesvik, but restarting in the top position is Chorus after the recent reversal.
Now we went down on our belly a little too easy there. We kind of tried to stand up. Chorus missed the ankle, but we still didn't get up. Now we're getting a building a base. Chorus puts the legs in, but he's a little high. Now he's trying to head pry now. Trying to pry our head down. But again, he's too high, but we got to move our hips.
Yeah. He's got the high ride,
Yeah,
but
he's way high.
Dawson not doing anything. Now he's trying to get a little bit out on the toes, maybe doing a little shaking, but
not much.
not enough.
We got to get our hips up.
7 seconds left here in the period. It's a 4-3 lead for Korish.
Now's where we need to come out, but Korish has the leg in.
And the period comes to a close. As we go to the third period, it'll be Dawson's choice. He leads 4-3.
Go neutral.
Here at 1:52. Charles City leading the duel 17-12. We wrestle at 52. We started at 13.
That's too bad. A 4-3, a 4-3 lead. Be nice to have the confidence in your ability to get out that you can go down. And we don't have it. And we've got to work on that.
Dawson took a shot from a long ways away. Now to ear-to-ear tie with both men. 150 or 132 left here in the period. They wrestle on the side of the mat. Dawson reaching for a leg from a long ways away. Now reaches for a double, head inside. They're on the side of the mat and they go out of bounds.
Yeah.
124 left, third period. A 4-3 lead for Dawson Hocklesvik here at 52. 50-50 match here, and what can the Vikes do?
Korish's shot. Now he makes another shot, then Dawson drops in on a head inside single. Got that head inside single. Now he's got to keep going around. You got to keep circling, looking for that other leg. Got to keep circling. Instead, he lets the leg go. Doesn't have the leg locked anymore, but he's got the head up between the Korish's legs. But he's got to keep moving. Got to keep going after it here. 1
minute left here in the third period. A 4-3 lead for Dawson.
And again, we're pulling on the ankle. That looks like that could be potentially dangerous, and it is.
And the whistle blows with 51 seconds left in the period. A neutral restart once again.
And Korish has taken the first shot the last couple times. He didn't this time. They're up ear to ear right now.
And granted, one of the takedowns Dawson has in this bout is basically scoring off an attempt by Korish.
Yeah. Korish makes a shot, but we don't control his head. Korish makes a deep shot now, tries to pull us through, doesn't pull us over. We keep our belly down and we get the two. Nice job. Nice job. 25 seconds left, and we got him pretty flat. We got the leg tied up. Referee telling us to get off it. Now we're off it.
6-3 the score, third period.
Now we're too high, but we get our head up. Korish was reaching for the head, trying to pull us through. We got to do it. We got a little hip pressure in there now. We got Korish's hips off the mat, and that's what we need to have. 2 seconds left, and we'll end up winning 6-3. Good job. Good job.
1-1 on the night as Dylan Korish loses to Dawson Hocklesvik 6-3, and that will pull the Vikes within 17-15 as we move on to 160. It'll be Isaiah Mitchell for Decorah and Brandon Childs for Charles City.
Brandon Childs, 11-5 record, senior.
Isaiah ended up getting stuck against Good Kid against Waukon earlier tonight, and normally when he has matches like that, he to this point in the season he's come back with a vengeance. But Childs with a throwdown, but Mitchell still controlling the leg, no scoring in a scramble situation.
But he's got to keep his hips moving. He's got to square up with him. You can't just sit there with that leg, hanging on that leg. Got to keep turning into him. But Childs on behind. And gets the two.
And Brandon Childs now leads by a 2-0 margin. .122 as they go out of bounds left here in period number 1. Charles City leading the duel 17-15. We wrestle at 60. We started at 113. And is Mitchell able to get out to make it a 2-1 margin for Childs.
Shot there by Childs. We reached over, grabbed a hold of the ankles, but Childs going to come up with it. We're still on our knees, reaching across, grabbing the ankles, but Childs is trying to come up. We're rolling him through now. We roll him through. If we can get our leg free, we could come around behind him.
Childs still has control of that leg.
Yeah.
Isaiah trying to scooch over and get free. Now Childs steps over.
Yeah, he comes up into a double. And we're still hanging on to the leg, and there's still no points. There's 37 seconds left. We're still on that ankle now. We give it up, and Childs got the 2. Gonna make it 4-1. Move to a sit. Childs behind us.
23 seconds left here in the period. Childs circles around and
still
now working off to the side, working through the crotch area.
Got us down on our belly. And into the first period, first 4-1. Childs defers. Childs takes neutral.
He had 2 takedowns in that first period, so
yep.
Has the confidence to take down Isaiah. Isaiah reaching for a shot, wasn't there. Isaiah reaching for a shot once again. Childs able to control the head, getting to the underhooks. Isaiah reaching out of those underhooks.
Comes back up.
Break free. 1:37 left in the period. Childs leading by a 4-1 margin. Childs again with a shot.
Now
Isaiah down to an ankle.
Yeah, reaches that reshot there. Childs shot in, come back out of it, and Isaiah reached down there for an ankle.
Isaiah between the legs trying to, he's got the legs split, coming up through that peek through position.
Childs locked around the waist, and Childs comes out. We still hang on to the ankle. Now
1:05 left here in the second period. Childs still leading by a 4-1 margin.
Childs reaching through, grabbed our ankle, trying to take us off our hips.
And now Isaiah with his head on the mat as Childs reaching for the hips of Isaiah. 48 seconds left here in the period. Isaiah still with the arm around the leg of Childs, and a stalemate called with 45 seconds left here in period number 2.
Blocking Childs from coming around. Now they're neutral. Isaiah
Charles City leading the duel 17-15. We're wrestle at 60. We started at 113.
Charles City has no 6-pounder.
Likes to have 6 points in their pocket, but you got to
deep shot by Childs. Head inside single, picks Isaiah clear off the mat, brings him back to the mat for 2.
Similar takedown to the first takedown he got in the first period.
Yep.
A 6-1 lead for Brandon Childs.
Bad time to give it up, too, because there are only a few seconds left on the clock. 3 now.
6-1 the lead as we go to period number 3. It'll be Isaiah's choice, and he is going to go up.
Place we haven't been yet. You know, and you can look at Childs chose neutral last month. Yeah. That could be because he's confident of getting the takedown. It also might mean he isn't any good on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope for the latter.
Well, and there was no hesitation.
Nope, he stood
up and got out.
Now we never broke him off his base.
Child in on a shot from Isaiah. He's trying to get the hips back.
He's get the hips in now. He brought his hips in pretty good, and he brings us down. Isaiah had the whizzer in, had to let go of it, and it's now 11-1.
So Childs leading, I think it should be a 9-1 margin. Yep.
Yeah, there it is, 9-1.
Out of bounds they go. 1:24 left here in the period. Now Isaiah needs to get out and maybe save a team point here.
Yeah. Can't stay on the bottom. I think team-wise, that's probably one of the places we need to work on is bottom. We don't put our... We got to get our... Now, nice switch. Comes into a switch. Turns.
Childs still with
Childs following and tightened up the hips, around the hips, picks Isaiah up, and just like a takedown, brings him back to the mat. No points, though. It's 9-1.
1:07 left here in the third period.
And we are badly extended. Got to get our hips under us.
Mitchell does have the arms free now. Childs reaching for the wrist. Now puts in a hard cross face. Isaiah trying to get back to his base. 45 seconds left here in the third period. A 9-1 lead for Brandon Childs here at 160 pounds. Isaiah able to get to his feet now, trying to establish some hand control.
He's got it, and he's out.
He has it.
Childs makes a shot.
And out of bounds they go. It's 9-2 now with 31 seconds left in the third period.
Now I'm sure the coaches after Childs to get that takedown. That's worth a team point. If we can block it, that's worth a team point for us.
Childs with 5 takedowns in the first 5:45 of this match. Childs to a double leg.
And he's in
steps
deep.
through.
He's in deep.
In deep,
Yeah.
gets the takedown, and Isaiah.
He got past Isaiah's arms. Isaiah was around the, locked in around the waist.
And an 11-2 lead for Brandon Childs. He gets a late takedown and gets Charles City an extra team point there. 21-15 the score. As we move on to 170, it'll be Austin Keck for Decorah. And either Brandon Holthouse or Aaron White for Charles City. I believe it was Aaron White.
Last time, yes.
In the walk-on duel.
At 170, for Decorah, Austin Keck. And for Charles City, Brandon Holthouse.
It's Brandon Holthouse this time. A couple of seniors. And Austin Keck here for Decorah. Whistle blows. Austin gets right after it, but nothing serious. Both men
head-to-head on the center of the mat. Nice slide, a little slide by there. A lot of motion by Austin. Good motion by Austin. He comes around behind for 2. Good job. He just basically snapped Holthouse to the mat and kept his feet.
He's got a wing and a wrist.
Got a wing and a wrist.
Trying to step over.
He's going over the head.
No points as of this time. He still has that wing and a wrist.
You got to get over the head. Get over the head. Keep going. Keep going. Keep walking. Now he's got on his back. And
there's the fall.
And he's got the fall.
Austin Keck with the fall in 46 seconds. That'll tie this baby up at 21. This is Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Earlier tonight, Decorah defeated Waukon in the first duel of the night, 45-26. And right now it's Decorah and Charles City 21-21 as we wrestle at 170. We started at 113.
And now we've got Andy Lilligraven out here for the first time this year, first time since Manchester tournament. And he's going to have Alex Kaler, 182-pounder, 3-3 record.
Andy
Kaler, a junior. Kaler tried to made a shot there, but Andy come down, nice tight headlock. Now tried to slip him, throw him by, but Kaler come out, faced him, back on their feet again.
15 seconds into the period, no score. Lilligraven injured a shoulder down at that Manchester tournament. Back at it tonight. And here's Andy trying to go for a power toss there, but Kaler able to counter it well. Now he's got the head stuffed of Kaler. He'll try to circle around.
And
he gets the cover and gets the takedown. A 2-0 lead for Andy Lilligraven.
Nice job. Lead starting right where he left off.
And time called for some blood time for Andy Lilligraven. He'll head over to Larry Wolf, who I'm sure later tonight will enjoy his Mabe's half-baked pizza from Steve White's worst delivery man that he's ever, well, not officially hired.
Yeah, but probably the farthest delivery man.
Well, yeah. I'd say maybe not with Mabe.
Maybe not with Mabe. That probably could be.
So Lilligraven with blood time as the mat gets cleaned up across the way. Good to see Andy back in the lineup.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we really need him.
Had a very good freshman year, especially wrestling that high of a weight class.
Yeah, fine athlete. He knows where he's at. Needs to get maybe just a little bit tougher. That'll come. And just a good athlete. Great football season this year.
Well, and this was the first time this season that the Vikes had put 14 kids in the lineup too.
Yeah.
And that's always a good thing.
That always helps. That always helps. Yeah, that always helps. You take advantage of some situations. In this case, We'll get one at 6. I think we can get one to 6 anyway.
Yeah.
Phillip is pretty darn good. And
I'd imagine, though, Phillip has had a lot of forfeit victories this year. He might be getting a little frustrated just not having the opportunity to wrestle.
He'd rather wrestle. Nobody likes a forfeit. Nobody likes a forfeit. They dress and they come here and they want to wrestle. And it's just too bad, but Charles City doesn't have anybody that light. And that can happen. I know there were times you couldn't buy a 3-pounder in those days, or now 6. But you had maybe 6 heavyweight.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavyweights. And then a couple, 3 years down the road, you've got 4 or 5 little guys, and you can't find a heavyweight.
All right, as they continue the blood time, let's take a timeout. The blood clotted and cleaned up for Andy Lillegraven, and he's looking tough up top. There's something wrong with the clock here. It says 4:18.
It is moving,
and it is moving, but
now it's moving.
Nobody is noticing it right now.
Charles City coaches did.
I don't know how the world that can happen on track wrestling.
No, I'm not sure either. I know that it just happened down at Luther a couple times. I mentioned it, and they just waved me away and said, "It's okay. It's on the computer."
Okay.
So I'm gonna hope it's okay and it's on the computer. But it'd be nice if we knew how much time there was. But
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, there we go. And Andy's doing a nice job. He's just holding Jacobs down tight, and rather Kaler down tight. And now Kaler's coming up, trying to get it to his knees, and he's going to get. And he's not careful. He's going to lose a point here, and apparently he did. And the towel boy's out there, and that's not the time you want to give up a point.
And Lillegraven gives up the escape to make it 2-1 as we go to the second period.
Now he's going to go get some
more,
a little more blood time there. He has to be a little careful. He's walking toward the blood, and the official was following him. And you really ought to tell the official where you're going, because if you walk off that mat without saying something to the official, that's a point. That's a technical violation. So again, you need to communicate with that official. Sir, I'm bleeding.
So the blood getting taken care of by Coach Friedoff and Coach Adams. Larry Wolf out cleaning up the blood out on the mat. So far in this duel, Luke Deschberg got a forfeit for the core at 113. At 120, Dakota Hewitt for Charles City, a tech fall over Corbin Rowley. At 126, Carter Hubka, 6-0 win for the core over Nate Lasher. At 132, Brendan Lovestoon, big win for the core. The freshman wins 2-1 at that weight class. Falls for Charles City at 38 and 45. Dawson Hocklesvik, a decision victory at 152. Brandon Childs, a major decision at 160 for Charles City. And Austin Keck with a fall at 170. Andy Lillegraven on top, starting the second period, leading 2-1.
And Andy riding tough on top. Breaking Kaler down pretty good. Trying to get an arm up on the back now. A lot of shoulder pressure on. Doesn't have a lot of hip pressure, though. He's on his knees. He's got the arm up behind the back. Now he's working out to the side. Kaler trying to come up. Now he's got the arm free again. Now he comes over to the other side. Came across, bleeding again. And he came across with a pretty hard crossface, lower that far shoulder. But whenever he blew the whistle, I thought, well, surely that wasn't too hard a crossface. But it wasn't. It was just blood. So,
surely it wasn't, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, that's right. But it just so happened the referee blew the whistle just as he put the crossface on and come around. Oh, don't come on now, that wasn't that hard. But anyway, no limit on the number of blood times you can take, but there is a number on there is a 5-minute limit as to the total time.
And the time is stopped once the clot happens, correct?
Once the bleeding is stopped, the time stops. Cleanup doesn't count.
Yep.
I remember down the state tournament was One of the Fulcis boys.
Ryan, wasn't it?
Ryan, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was Ryan. Yeah, it was Ryan. Got a terrible bloody nose. I'm not sure it wasn't broken. And we had to run out and get a mask. And it was bleeding pretty bad. And yeah, old Flaggy did a nice. He kind of come to our rescue because he kind of cut the bleeding. This is all just cleanup, and I'm not sure we're still stopping it. We're about ready to go here now.
All right. Well, the thing, I think what's happening on those clocks is the blood time is appearing on the clock where the time usually is.
Okay. That's probably right. Now we go back. Matt, oh, nice turn in there by Kaler. Grabbed Andy's leg. Andy comes around behind him, though, and he's going to drive him back to the mat. And looked like maybe Kaler could make something out of it. Now he's got Kaler flattened an arm behind the back. Now he comes around through looking for a Hassman, but can't get the wrist tied up. Kaler comes up, and he's still, now he comes around behind him. Again, doing a great job of keeping Kaler worried about just getting pinned. And Andy's moving from side to side. A lot of different things. Always looks like he's trying for a ball and chain. He's reaching up between the crotch. Hasn't got the wrist yet. Now he stopped it for more blood.
So, as we have another blood timeout, let's hear from more of our fine sponsors. Andy Lilligraven back to the top position. He is leading 2-1 as we're inside of 10 seconds to wrestle here in the period.
And it's really hard to believe the score is just 2-1 because he has just pounded on Kaler for just almost 4 minutes now. And again, a little more blood time.
And I believe the period coming to a close at that point. It would appear that Andy has less than 2 minutes left in blood time at this point. But we'll wait and see.
Gonna have to really pack it tight here.
It appears that Coach Friedoff and Coach Adams are doing all of the work over there. It does not appear that there's a certified athletic trainer over there.
I don't think I had an ambulance out front, but no blood, no bloody nose.
Yeah. And a cop car too, so draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, there you go. Now they're stopping the blood time.
By the way, it's 21-21. Decorah and Charles City. We're wrestling at 182. We started at 113. The Viking wins. Luke Deschberg at 113. Carter, that was a forfeit. Carter Hubka, a decision at 126. Brendan Lovestoon, a decision at 132. The next win for Decorah was Dawson Hocklesbeck, a decision at 152. Austin Keck, a fall at 170. Lilligraven will start the down position as we go to the third period. It's a 2-1 lead for Andy Lilligraven. He got a takedown in the first and an optional start here for Kaler.
They're going to give us one, and makes it 3-1.
Lilligraven got a forfeit earlier tonight against Waukon. Kaler in on the shot. Andy able to stuff the head, trying to circle around, but he isn't moving. Now he gets to a leg. Kaler steps into an underhook of Kaler's, and Andy able to get the head back. Andy trying to whiz her out of that hold of Kaler, and they roll out of bounds. No change. 1:35 left here in the third period.
A little dangerous position there, Andy, with that arm trapped underneath in that roll. I'm sure we'd like to get the fall here. You know, Charles City has two really good kids coming up at A.J. Malloy and Brody Tupy. And it'd be nice if we could get a fall right here.
1:18 left here in the period.
Nice takedown. He just got Kaler planted on the mat and come around with the head and the side and got the two to make it 5-1. But Kaler, he's bellied out on the bottom, trying not to let Andy get anything.
Now Andy 5 left in the period.
Now Andy gets an arm up on the back. See what he can do with it. Like you say, you must have 6 minutes of riding time, but we got blood again.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
we got blood again.
As Lilligraven, it appears down to a little over a minute, or now under a minute left of blood time. as they try to plug it up over there on the far side. And the blood time is cut. Willigraven still leading by a 5-1 margin.
I gotta make sure they got that stopped up pretty good here. Now I would hope. I don't think I've ever seen a match stopped for
this many times.
well,
right with the winning guy.
Yeah, unless it's stitches, involves stitches or something like that.
Trying to circle around, and now Andy steps over.
It.
He caught him, but let him go. Now Kaler reached for the headlock, didn't get it. Andy covers in.
No points.
No points and no change.
A lot of action there, but no points. And 33, well, whatever much time is left. And Kaler just laying there on the bottom. Now he comes back up again. Kaler's fighting, if Andy throws him off the mat.
And he literally threw him off the mat, too, which caused some reaction from the Charles City crowd.
Folks, yeah. And did they give him a point? No. Oh, he's down. Yeah, that's right. They were going to start him on their feet. The referee got a little confused here, I think.
21 seconds left and some more blood time for Andy Lilligren.
Looks like got to get clean Kaler up.
And I think he's cleaning Kaler more than Lilligraven's bleeding here.
Yeah. Now it's my time, the referee says. This is cleanup.
5-1 the score, 21 seconds left in the never-ending match here at 182 pounds.
Is that 21 seconds of mat time or blood time?
This is mat time.
This is mat time
now.
Okay.
Because I don't think they started the blood time on this one because the referee took it, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I know when he got over there, he said it was his. Charles City folks getting pretty wild. Kaler tries to stand up. Andy locks up around the waist. Kaler's fighting hard. Andy picks him up, turns him upside down, puts him on his back.
No points, so as Kaler was able to belly out of it. 10 seconds left here in the period. Kaler able to get to his feet and to his base once again, but Andy still with the hand control. 1 second left, and that is going to be it, as Kaler will get an escape at the end. But Lilligraven will win by a 5-2 margin, and Decorah leads the duel 24-21.
Well, so it's kind of a strange match. There was no doubt who was going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy just had...
You had to get to the end of it. That's basically it.
Yeah. And there was absolutely nothing that Kaler could do except scramble. And what an athlete.
Okay.
Daniel Ott out here against Nick Jacobs.
Ott got a fall earlier tonight.
Nick Jacobs, an 11-9 record.
Should be a good match then.
I'd like to think so. And I know it's one I'll enjoy.
Well, have you ever seen a match you didn't enjoy?
No, I've seen a couple. I have seen a couple probably, but nice trip here by Annual.
And he's got him on his back, but trying to roll through his Jacob, but they ruled him out of bounds.
They're out of bounds, yeah, there's no doubt about that. They were both out. Well, we got two and they got one.
Well, you know what? You'll take it.
I'll take it.
But probably better to wait for the score there. Wouldn't you say? But here's Ott in on
a leg, but
Jacobs
up behind us.
He had a leg in, and he had control of the wrist, and Donnie gave him a takedown there.
Yeah, he's got it. We got out of position too far.
3-2 the score as Jacobs with the lead. Decorah leading the duel here at 195, 24-21. We wrestle at 95, and we started at 13. Keep in mind, Charles City does not have a 6-pounder.
Ott's kind of rolling through there, trying to come up. And a claw ride there on Kaler's part, or Jacob's part, rather. Jacob riding pretty high. Puts a hand in on the thigh.
44 seconds left here in the period.
A lot of pressure. Ott, a little roll. He got 2-on-1 tilt now. Wrist tilt, and he's getting back points.
He's got 2 of them as Ott bellies out, so it's now a 5-2 lead.
That's what happens when you let a guy get control of your wrist. Now he's got a leg in, trying to turn us. And pretty good job putting hip pressure down. And across, trying to get a cross face along with that leg to turn the shoulders. Ott comes back to his base. Jacob still got the leg in.
5 seconds left, and now the period will come to a close. Jacobs had his leg in, working for that tilt once again. It'll be a 5-2 lead for Jacobs going to period number 2. Jacobs defers. Ott will go down.
Yeah.
I suppose you get out and get a takedown, you tie it up.
Tie it up, that's the idea.
But
hey, nice job of coming to his feet on the whistle. Working for hand control, got his hips out pretty good. Jacobs kind of sets him back down.
Now he's got Ott's hand.
Yeah, he's got
head on the mat and looking for a power.
Yeah, he's got what looks like he'd like to make it into a figure 4, but you can't do that anymore, and he's a little high. Now he's got, it's getting close.
And he's riding a little high, and Daniel's trying to shake him off a little bit, doing a little movement down low.
Now, the foot got up into the behind the knee.
And they ruled the figure 4.
Yep.
Good call, Donnie.
Yep. That leg just slipped up into behind the knee just for an instant. Oh, Don blew the whistle.
Yep.
Good for him.
5-3 the score now as we restart with 1:25 left here in the period.
Up in a tripod. Now he comes out. He comes back to his feet. He goes to the edge of the mat, turns, and he's got one.
And no, the whistle wasn't stopped. Jacob was expecting the whistle to be stopped. But Donnie says, hey, get back to the center.
Ott stayed in.
1:05 left here in the period. Long shot by Jacob.
Got a front headlock. No. He's got the leg in the head. Now he dropped down just the head. Jacob's trying to stuff it. Daniel Ott hanging on. He's hanging on. He's hanging on to that leg. He's hanging on to that leg. No points yet.
45 seconds left here in the period.
He's got to keep circling to the right. Now he's over Jacob's leg, but Jacob's on top of him.
No points yet. 35 seconds left here in the period. And out of bounds they go.
And no points.
32 seconds left, second period. Hey, this has been kind of fun. 5-4.
Like I said last match, Ott's always Ott's matches are always good. No matter.
You're never going to be bored watching Daniel Ott wrestle.
No, sir. No, sir.
Decorah leading the duel, 24-21. We're at 95. We started at 13, by the way.
Both of them forehead to forehead. 18 seconds left. Second period. Nice shot. Deep shot for Daniel Ott. Jacobs goes to his belly.
Got the takedown.
Got the 2. I got the 2.
And that'll give Ott the lead. Jacobs able to get to his feet, but it was after the buzzer.
Nice. You know, I got the assistant referee got to the other side so he could watch the action and the clock at the same time. Just exactly like an assistant referee is supposed to do. And so the score is 6-5, and Jacobs going down. Jacobs comes to his feet. Looks like he's fighting for hand control. He's got him. Daniel hanging on to a leg. No points yet. Daniel Ott still on the leg.
And there's the escape for Jacob.
Makes it 6-6.
Third period, 1:47 left. Jacobs in on a shot near the edge of the mat. They both go out of bounds. 1:44 left here in the third. It's 6-6 here at 95. Decorah leading the duel, 24-21.
And both of them both boys forehead to forehead. Tie match. Little circle here. Third period. Here's where fatigue comes in. We'll see who
both young men looking pretty tired right now.
That's true. We'll see who's the tiredest, and we'll see who wants it the most. 2-on-1 Russian tie here by Jacobs. Daniels controlling the head. Jacobs comes back, breaks contact. Here's one of those situations where, you know, if you're just maybe not quite as tired as the other guy, you got to put the pressure on him.
1:05 left here in the third period. 6-6.
Here it is.
Jacobs and Ott. And it's a key match in the duel as Decorah leads by 3.
High crotch shot by, now a body lock by Jacobs. Ott comes through, tries to throw. Jacobs goes down. Ott comes around, grabs the leg. He's got to come up with it, though. He's got the leg, but he's got to come up.
And he does so, and he's on the edge of the mat. He's trying to pull him back in, but he's got to finish the takedown. He does so, and they're going to rule no.
No points.
No points yet. They're still in bounds with, and now
that ought to be fleeing the mat. I mean, he dived for the edge.
30 seconds left here in the period. 6-6 the score. Both young men very tired.
Shot by Jacobs.
And on a shot.
He's got our leg. We're trying to get our hip down. Jacobs comes to his feet. Coming around behind us.
He's got the leg up in the air.
We still got the whizzer in. We sprawl back, get our hips. We get our hips back. Good job.
9 seconds left in the period. 5 seconds left now.
Great
Daniel's got the head stuff.
Now
He's circling around.
He's got the leg.
Will he get the
takedown?
Nope. Time up. Good call. Great job again by the assistant referee.
Great job again by the assistant referee.
Seeing action and clock at the same time.
Minute on the clock, and here we go. Come on, Daniel.
24-21, Decorah leads the duel. It's 6-6 here at 95. Shot immediately is Jacobs.
Hard shot by Jacobs. Hard shot. But Daniels coming around behind. Jacobs didn't get it locked up. Now we got the leg up, and now we take it down, and we got the points.
Daniel Ott with an overtime victory here at 195.
8-6.
That's one hell of a match right there.
That's right. That's what we come to say. 8-6, Daniel Ott.
An overtime victory here at 195, and Decorah has a 6-point lead going to 220. 27-21 Decorah. You watch Daniel Ott wrestle, you're never going to be floored,
that's for darn sure. And now we got A.J. Malloy. A.J. Malloy, one of the better wrestlers. 12-7.
Tyler Flack for Decorah and A.J. Malloy here at 220.
Tyler Flack, though, he's coming. And he's another one of those kids, if he smells blood, nice throw by there by A.J. Malloy, and he's going to take Tyler Flack to the mat.
Other conference duel tonight, Owine defeating Crestwood in a duel 39-30.
Amazing.
Now Malloy has an arm up on the back of Tyler trying to circle it around, but the arm went a little forward, and a potentially dangerous call with 1:24 left in the period, a 2-0 lead for Malloy.
Got to bring the arm across the back. You can't try and bring it over his head. And Malloy putting Flack down on his belly, coming around the head, trying to put an arm up on the back. And got the arm on the back now, but coming up over the head. And now he's blocking the head with the far knee. But can't get anything over, so he circles around behind. Still behind.
And 53 seconds left here in the first period. 2-0 lead for Malloy, and Malloy's working hard up top.
That tried to put a barbed wire or a rib city on, and then we slipped the arms. Didn't get it. He's out to the side. Yeah, Malloy knows that he needs falls.
Yep.
And
because Decorah has 6 points in their hip pocket. But Charles City not having a 6-pounder. Flack to his feet. He'll turn and face, get the escape to make it 2-1.
They do have one of the better heavyweights in the conference.
They do. With Brody Tupy.
He's good. And still a 2-1 match. And now shot here by Flock on the leg, but he's broken down. He couldn't bring his hips in.
And the period comes to a close, a 2-1 lead for Malloy as we go to period number 2. Flack will defer, and Malloy going to go down. But Decorah, well, I mean, there's 2 matches left here, and Decorah with a 6-point lead really has a 12-point lead with no 6-pounder. So Charles City, in all practicality, needs a fall here and a fall at 285 to tie up Decorah.
Tie it up, yeah. And he's up and out. Malloy's up and out
to make it.
Good job. Good stand up.
3-1.
Now he drops
able
back in on the leg, and he gets the takedown.
Get the takedown to make it a 5-1 margin.
But this shows how important things is to keep fighting. Got to keep fighting. And there he lets Tyler come back to his feet. I think Malloy is sensing that that he's really not in any danger as far as to being taken down. That he can handle this man. Now a headlock
for Tyler. But now Malloy rolls through and has Tyler on his back. 1:17 left during the period. Tyler.
He's fighting. Man, he's trying to get that arm through. Now Malloy puts a half Nelson in. Tyler
fought out of it. Wow.
Tyler peeled that half Nelson off and back to his belly.
How in the world did he do that?
What a fight.
10-2 the score for A.J. Malloy on Tyler Flack right now.
If he'd have just got his hips out on that headlock. He just got his hips out, but he didn't. And so Malloy was able to roll him through. But, well, that had been, meet had been over as far as the win goes.
And he's going to let Tyler up to make it 10-3 with 33 seconds left during the period. Not that we've ever had tiebreakers come into play over here at Charles City.
Oh, we have had, yeah. And I didn't bring my rule book either.
Well, I learned one night when Dave Omdahl calls your cell phone at 11:45, he answered.
Yeah.
But the wrong criteria was used in a meet. I think it would have been. And here's Malloy with another takedown with 5 seconds left here in the period, and he leads it now by a 12-3 margin. And we go to the third period with Malloy leading 12-3, but he needs a fall here to give Charles City a chance.
Yeah.
Charles City is open at 6. They trail the duel right now technically by 6 points, 27-21. But with Decorah getting the forfeit at 106 pounds, which will be the last match of the night, in essence, Decorah has a 12-point lead right now.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll give Tyler Flack a lot of credit. He's not one to lay down.
No.
He will fight. And he's fighting. It scores 12-2. Malloy's obviously a better wrestler. Nice arm drag try. Blocked by Tyler Flack.
Like how he got out of the pinning combination there in the second period. That was just 1-2.
That was just fight. That was guts. He just now drops in. A.J. Malloy drops in on a leg. Gets the 2 points.
That makes it 14-4.
14-4. That's all right. Just stay off your back. Keep fighting. And don't get a stalling. Don't get. You don't want to get stalled out. Shouldn't happen with only a minute left. As long as he puts. And right now Malloy is over one leg and just trying to push the head down. He doesn't getting out the side at all. So now we come back to our feet and knees, and Malloy lets us go. Makes it 14-5. And that's the thing. Malloy knows he needs a fall. And
45 seconds left here in the third period.
He didn't feel like he could turn Tyler Flack. Of course, he couldn't if he didn't get out to the side. And now he's hoping for the big throw. So you got to keep your elbows in, Tyler. Elbows in, head and hands out in front of you. Head and hands out in front. Don't care how many takedowns the guy gets. Now Tyler's got 2-on-1 Russian tie. Good way to hold things up. And that's just fine. Malloy's in on a takedown, but Tyler comes up, blocks it, comes up and faces him. Doesn't get it. 12 seconds left. Tyler doing a good job of staying forehead to forehead, controlling the wrist.
5 seconds left, and
Malloy's controlling the collar tie, but that ain't going to get a takedown.
And you know what? Tyler Flack got out of a pinning combination in the second period, and because of that, Decorah is going to win this duel.
Well, that and a number of other things.
Specifically related to this match.
Yeah, right.
It seals the deal for Decorah.
That's right.
So it's 27-25.
What was the score of that one?
It ended up 14-5, a major for Malloy. And it's Brody Tupy and Cody Cole Headington, and here we go.
And two completely different heavyweights. Tupy's just a big man. He's tall, lanky. Cole, he's short and squatty, well built. Tupy tries a little slide by there, doesn't work. I think they were looking for leg bands, but I don't think the referee really needs the leg bands here.
Yeah. Cole's got a red one on and no green one.
And Tupy's home.
Yes, so, exactly.
You know, you can't hardly go wrong. Both of boys forehead to forehead out there in the middle of the mat. You know, that's one great thing about wrestling. It's both a team sport and individual sport.
Yep.
You know, the fact that we've got a 1 doesn't mean a thing to Cole Headington. He'd like to win the match.
Exactly.
He'd like to win the match himself.
0-0, 120 left in the second period, and you definitely say Charles City is favored at this match, but Cole is a kid you never count out either.
No. He's not a bad. I'm not saying he's a bad heavyweight.
No, not at all.
He's filled that spot very respectably, and I don't count him out at all.
27. It says 27-26. I think it should be 27-25. After the it was a unless I think the last decision was a major one, if I'm not mistaken. I better double check that.
Slide by again, tried by Tupy, but Cole squares up nicely.
0-0, 26 seconds left here in the period. Decorah won earlier tonight against Waukon, 45-26, and if they can finish the job here, that's 3 conference dual wins.
Yeah.
And I guess probably going into the season, many would have predicted less than that.
Well, you know, a little bit depends on how you match up with other teams,
and on particular nights, who's healthy, who's not, right, and everything like that. But still,
who has all their kids in the lineup? Who'd have ever thought that Olin would beat Cresco?
Yep, and that's the team. Decorah came back and won against at home.
Yeah,
wrestling's. There's Tupy with a reversal to make it 2-0.
It's like he was trying to come out and put a cradle on, but Cole keeps his head up. Tupy just came up underneath and turned into him. He's a lot of power in Mr. Tupy here. He's Brody Tupy's.
1:45 left here in the second period. And now they have corrected the scoreboard. It was a 14-5 win for Malloy. A major decision over Tyler Flack. 27-25. It's 2-0 here. Tupy leading Headington again. Decorah will get a forfeit at 106.
Nice sit out there by Cole Headington for a point. Makes the match 2-1. And this is just the kind of thing we need to do. You just need to keep battling in there. Stay close to him.
27-25, Decorah with the lead right now. Tupy, a very solid heavyweight. Cole hanging in there here with 1 minute left in the second period.
Tupy trying to lock the head up there, but Cole ducks out of it. Yeah, I think Tupy's a kid that could play the state tournament. I believe he's head and shoulders above a lot of heavyweights.
Yeah.
But Cole standing right in there. Forehead to forehead here, controlling the wrist. Keeps Tupy from doing anything with it.
And Tupy looks like he's got that athletic heavyweight frame to him, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cole a little more short, but a little more stocky. Couple of big boys you don't want to meet in a back alley.
No, I don't think so.
27-25, Comets lead the duel, and we are at 285.
And Cole does a good job of staying in position.
Yeah.
Keeping his head up, his elbows in, staying in position. He'd like to move Tupy out of position, but it's hard to move Tupy, too, out of position, because, like I say, I think he's an excellent athlete. But again, Cole standing in there with you.
And the period comes to a close as we go to the third period, and Cole's going to go down.
2 more minutes in the meet.
Fun night of wrestling here in Charles City.
It has been.
To be honest with you, the walk-on duel of Fort Decorah left a lot to be desired, but Vikes have come back with a vengeance here against Charles City.
But here again, with Waukon, you know, all our good guys got forfeits.
Yep.
Now Cole in a sit position. Tubey comes up behind, tries to snatch the head and tried to hook the head, take him over backwards. Doesn't happen. Cole's down on his hands and knees now, working to get out. He's got to keep moving down under there. Can't just sit. Keep moving. Tries kind of a roll. I wouldn't think I'd do that. Get your knees back underneath you. Get your shoulders back. Try to get your shoulders up over your hips, and come up in a tripod. Come up in a tripod, and then keep your hips, circle your hips out away from him. One of the better escapes for a heavyweight. Keep moving, though. Keep moving.
1:13 left here in the period. A 2-1 lead for Brody Tupey on Cole Headington.
What you just can't do is sit down there, like we're doing right now, because you don't want Tupey to get a hold of something and get an arm behind the back, or looks like we might be a little talk there by Donnie Delure about perhaps we're stalling on the bottom, but it's okay. Keep moving. Keep moving. Get your arm free. There, took the wrist away. Took the wrist away. Come up on a tripod. You know, that'll keep the referee off you. Got 45 seconds left. Get your arms free. Can't stay down there on your belly. Tupey get an arm up on the back, and you probably roll. Now we're going to get hit for stalling. Don't worry about it. That's okay.
30 seconds left here in the period. Tupey still leading 2-1, and he has worked very hard, but Cole just not letting him have anything.
No, he's not letting him have any arms, things like that. You know, so many times kids get worried about getting pinned when the arm is up on the behind the back. You got to worry about getting pinned when the guy first gets a hold of your arm, not when it's on your back. And here comes the towel boy out there. 7 seconds left. And Tupey riding an ankle now, trying to get in, throw Cole to his back, but he doesn't do it. It's 2-1. A loss by Cole Headington to Brody Tupey.
And Brody Tupey makes it 28-27, but Philip Eady will take that forfeit, and that will give Decorah a 33-28 victory over the Charles City Comets here tonight, David.
Wonderful win. A good win. We beat a pretty good team tonight. Well, you saw what they did to Waukon.
Yep.
They hammered them.
And overall, your thoughts on the night, David?
Hey, I just can't give these guys enough credit with how they fought. I mean, they fought really, really hard. Oh, goodness sakes, you know, Carter Hubka beat a pretty good kid 6-0, and then, you know, you got Brendan Lovestoon just fought his heart out to get a 2-1 win over a kid that wasn't too bad either. And, you know, what can you say about Dawson Holkesvik? 6-3 win, again, over a pretty good kid. You know, and that fall.
Well, and in all honesty, here in Charles City, they rarely, if ever, have a bad kid when you really get down to it.
Well, that's right. And, you know, some of the kids just fought so hard. Mm-hmm. Now, we could have give this up. If I had any disappointing place, it would possibly be Devin Stortz getting pinned, but I just know how good that Stout kid is. I mean, he's really, really tough. But, you know, I really think Devin Stortz is pretty good, too.
Yep.
And
I think if he can get a win over him or a Gertz kid from New Hampton, that can just get Devin going.
That could just get him going to who knows how high on the podium he can get down to Des Moines with a little confidence. But he's a good wrestler. And I just hate to see a good wrestler like that just taken down and basically just flopped over and pinned. You know, far too early.
Good to see Andy Lilligreven back in the lineup as well tonight.
Oh, that's great. And Andy did a good job coming out here and battling with that bloody nose, goodness sakes. And he just dominated that kid, but he just couldn't score enough points on him. But or get him on his back.
Yep.
But and it's hard because, you know, when you got that bloody nose, you don't get much of a rest.
Nope.
But the other guy does.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, good night on these guys. I tell you, we saw some guts out of these Decorah wrestlers tonight, and couldn't be prouder of every last one of them.
All right, Decorah wins it 45-26 over Waukon and 33-28 over Charles City. Nice job by you, Dave. And he pulled double duty. He was my chauffeur tonight, too, because his car actually has a transmission as compared to mine right now.
Well, I hope I get you home.
Well, let's knock on wood. So fun as always, Mr. Amdahl.
If I don't get you home, I suppose it'll be on the radio in the morning.
Well, if I don't get home, Radio Bob, you're coming to the studio. But nonetheless, Vikes win 2 tonight. We many people thank for our coverage being possible tonight, including our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the coverage wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. Decorah wins 2 tonight, 45-26 over Waukon and 33-28 over Charles City. Our next wrestling coverage actually will be 3 weeks from Saturday. Our next coverage will be the NEIC meet down at Waukon on January 30th. Vikes will be primarily at home over the next few weeks, so come on out and see what is a pretty entertaining wrestling team, ladies and gentlemen. For Dave Amdahl, Darren Swenson saying so long from Charles City. Decorah beats Waukon 45-26. Decorah beats Charles City 33-28. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again for high school sports coverage on Saturday.